Welcome in, everybody. We've got best of 7 playoff. DauT ended up in second place in his group, just off the first place position because Kapoch won the tiebreak over him, and then Villese was in third place in his group. And these players used to be both top 10, used to be, in the Platinum League, but at one point they got relegated down. Only the winner here of this best of 7 goes back up. The loser will be back in gold for another season. With me, I have Jordan, who knows both these players very well and is platinum again next season. So welcome, Jordan.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this cast. And this is also the matchup which I was excited about the most. It feels like, DauT has been playing super, super well. He's super prepared. But he even mentioned himself, like, Villese is the kind of guy he was afraid to face the most. Because Villese is just such a... You don't know how he's going to perform, right? So I'm excited what Villese is going to bring to the table here. DauT is going to be solid as always. And we already see a very interesting Civ for DauT here. I've never seen Poles on this map, so I'm curious what he's going to be pulling off here.
Well, ironically, we saw Poles one other time, and that was in... Sorakuma's playoff, and it was also game 1 on Quarry, and so Sorakuma was also in DauT's group, was 1 win behind him, and Sorakuma won his playoff the other day, and he went Poles, and he played towards the Imp game, which I wouldn't immediately think. There was Poles against Ethiopians, but he just got to such a good economy. You could spam Cav, you could spam Skirms, and actually Poles have decent bombard cannons too. They do get Siege Engineers. So Siege Engineers, bombard cannons can compete for a time. So maybe DauT saw that and thought it's not your typical Civ, but it's good enough. And in a best of 7, you have to be creative with your Civs, right?
Absolutely. It's just more Civs as well, right? Something which is different compared to the group stages, where you only play 3 games per set. And here in all of a sudden you have to draft for 7 maps. So it's completely different. And Poles with the Winged Hussar, and then you add some gold unit to that, Arbalest, Bombard Cannon, Obuch, Heavy Cav Archers, you name it. So Poles definitely have a lot of versatility here. But Bohemians on the other side for Villese is a Civ I absolutely love on this map. I think Bohemians was, when I was initially looking at this map, was one of the first ones which came into my mind, because this map, most of the time, it felt like it has been rather aggressive, but I feel like it's also very easy to stale here, especially because it's kind of downhill, right? It's harder for you to push the enemy, and Bohemians excel so much in Imperial Age, and Villese knows that, and he's already going for the very early walls here.
Yeah, I was wondering when we're going to see this trend, because I agree with you. It's a defenders type map, and the higher the level, the better people typically are at taking advantage of that. And so sometimes in silver and in gold, we've seen the early barracks and we've seen the 2 militia play, which DauT is going to attempt to do now. But I think at this point of the season, Jordan, you should have an understanding on when the 2 militia will hit you. And you just wall up before they get there and don't incorporate a lot of houses in the wall, and then you're kind of okay. And that's exactly what Villese is doing. DauT's trying 2 militia, but I don't think DauT's 2 militia are going to get through in time.
Absolutely not. And also, you can see Villese not even going for the loom here. So, as you mentioned, T90, he knows the timing. He knows exactly when it... Okay, never mind. He's going for loom now. But I think it's because he wants to go for Feudal Age. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
His resources definitely indicate that. And I wonder, most likely we will see archers from him, or he's just going to be playing the safe style and just wants to go up to Feudal Age just to be able to have tools to react to certain aggressions, and just go for a horse color, wood upgrade, and take it from there. So either of these 2 options is going to be played here by Villese.
Yeah, and we also have to wonder what DauT will do. Feels like DauT will also play Feudal Age behind this. But an interesting detail here. So when Sorakuma played this, it was Poles against Ethiopians. And he went instant barracks with Poles, which have no bonuses for that. But it worked because he got the militia in, and he was able to balance his eco behind it. So I actually wanted to ask you what you think about that. Like that even Poles, who have no bonus for the early barracks, we're seeing the early barracks. It's become such a trend this season. And in the past, pro players would be like, no, that's horrible. Like, why are you skipping a lumber camp? That's so bad. So, what do you think about the trend of all the early militia play?
Yeah, it's interesting because against Sorokuma a couple of weeks ago, I faced him 5 times in a row on the ladder, playing Arabia all the time, and he always went for this barrack first build.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he beat me 5-0. So it feels like, if you don't expect it, it has a lot of potential. And also on this map specifically, just having the barrack up so early and getting the 2 militia in, you guarantee yourself having the potential to get in with the 2 militia, right?
Yeah,
There's no way you can wall in time.
Yeah.
So I think specifically for this map, it has a lot of potential. And Sorokuma, he has a lot of experience with that build as well.
Okay. Well, I think what started it, and we should probably move on from the conversation, but I think what started it was the chickens. Because certain players started it due to the chicken edition on maps. And then ever since then, they realized maybe we can do it regardless. But DauT is following this up with 2 more militia here. He's bringing villagers forward. This is what DauT loves. This is where DauT excels typically, is with lots of aggression with infantry. He'll go for the tower, but Villese, I think, is pretty well prepared to defend from this. He's repairing the house. He'll go for a counter tower with additional villagers. I'm not sure if DauT's tower will go up, but even if it does, it'll probably get shot down, and the man-at-arms will have to move away here.
Exactly. Perfect defense by Villese. He was also very active with the scout as well, so he knew what was going to come as well. And Villese with a perfect direction here as well. DauT only with 3 villages forward, right? So his tower is going to get shut down without any problem whatsoever. And Villese is in a perfect position.
Wow.
Really good.
All the tiny details there, Jordan. He actually rebuilt the palisade behind his 1 villager so DauT couldn't hop through and attack his tower. His archers are moving out immediately, so they're good to go. The big thing here, of course, is going to be the eco. I'm seeing more idle time than peak Villese would have had with the town center. That's a little awkward, but this is big investment for DauT, and so far the investment hasn't paid off, so very well done from Villese.
Absolutely. And also, a big thing here is that Villese killed DauT's scout with the spearman. So that's very nice for him as well.
Yep.
I was a little bit questioning the position of the tower because it was literally downhill, which I think could have been prevented. But, Villese did a perfect job here in defending. And I wonder, he has Blicksmith up already, so he's just waiting to get the resources in order to get fletching. And DauT definitely will need a little bit more time to get these upgrades going. And the 3 villages here are a little bit exposed, so DauT has to be very careful here.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a lot of food eco to go into skirms and man-at-arms. And DauT also researched arson. I'm double-checking. He didn't actually cancel it, Jordan. So he had clicked arson, but didn't cancel it. So that's a lot of food investment. Luckily for DauT, though, he does get the walls in front of the full-work. This is where, if DauT can just hold this army back and start to spam the full works around the farms, the Poles excel. So I like the walls for DauT. I think, just like we expected, like a good opening, very even, only 1 kill in it, and I think DauT's going to be in a nice position here too.
Absolutely. What do you think, T90 in general, about the change regarding the farms now? This is definitely going to be a little bit more beneficial for DauT now. What do you think about that modification?
Oh man, Jordan, I'm trying not to sound like an old man sometimes, So, so here's the thing. I am very pro, I like pros and cons to decisions. I think that is important for me, right? So if you make, I think it is good for the game to have relatively punishing aspects. Like if you miss an upgrade or you don't do this or that, then there's a downside because it adds the pros to planning properly, right? And so in theory, I feel like the farm change makes it so it's just like everyone's build is kind of a lot more similar than it was before. So it's no longer as valuable to get early horse collar. But I don't know the math on it, and from my understanding, it is still, while it does bring everybody a little bit closer, it's still, there's still the positive to getting the horse collar upgrade early, like there was before. So I don't know the numbers on it just yet. in theory, I was a little worried by it, but I think in practice, it's probably good. What are your thoughts?
I think it's horrible, honestly, because as you mentioned, you want to have in an RTS game also aspects where decisions are important. And let me tell you regarding the horse color, it's insane how much time I have thought about horse color timing. Like, when do you get it? Especially like back in the days with the scout builds, it was easy, you always got it. But with the man-at-arms build or the archer build, like, you always had to try to find a good timing to get horse color.
Yeah.
Most of the time you skipped it, right? Just to have the better cast age timing. But there was so much thoughts you had to put into that. It's crazy. And now it feels like whatever. You know, it's not as punishing anymore as you mentioned. And
I'm very glad.
Like
I'm very glad that you. I'm very glad that you shared that opinion. Again, I don't have any of the numbers on it, but like in theory, I think there's been a lot to minimize the strategic thinking in some aspects of the game. So that's my worry, and I totally see your point on that. I just don't know what the diminishing returns look like, right? Like maybe we'll find out that like, because I think we're speaking more so in theory, right? And maybe there's still like some pretty sizable benefit to getting it early, which DauT has done here, by the way. But also, as we've been talking theory, DauT also really pushed with a lot of army here and has put Villese under some pressure. There's quite a few weak builds. Look at these farmers here. We got 1 HP, we got 6 HP. So he's forced the tower out of Villese, but it still feels like Villese will hold this.
Villese will hold that. I'm not sure if I agree with the tower. I think he could have defended better there. And a weak point is definitely on the right-hand side, where the aggression from DauT is most likely going to go through here. The thing is, with archers behind your walls, you should never, ever have to panic like that. Because if your micro is proper, you just wait until the skirm shoot, you move away to the side, you hit the man-at-arm.
Yeah.
You know, like, you should in theory never take any damage from your archer, from the archers. So yeah, but Villese, that's just a small thing. He managed to hold on very nicely, getting the 2 walls here, or the 2 houses as a wall. And his cast age timing is pretty good, like 1 minute ahead, and Bohemians only get stronger from here.
I was really wondering about the sides here, Jordan. You've got these reeds on the right and the left side.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 50 wood. Now, DauT's thinking about it, but I think what Villese should do, if you're not gonna go to the sides, why not just hide your archers for 30 seconds and make DauT paranoid, right? Like, sometimes, in this case, DauT has the outpost, so he can know if anything's going to be chopped, so very well played from DauT. But it really bothers me when people don't just hide their army in Villese's position to make the other person think, like, oh, crap, they're going to sneak, you know?
Absolutely. Love the idea. I think it's going to be something which is going to be incorporated by more players as the time goes on for the next weeks and months, because that's something which is underrated as well. Just to freak the person out, right? You have army, you don't see it anymore, and then all of a sudden you're wondering, like, where is that going? Okay, it has to be attacking me. And yeah, you can do a lot of mind games here.
Gotta say, DauT, his economy's looking fantastic here. He's got 3 full works with farms mostly surrounding them. There's 1 or 2, it's a little bit off, but the second town center is coming up, the wood upgrade, the farm upgrade. He's getting elite skirm now as well. Like, being able to get to Castle Age with that many resources to invest in full army and military upgrade, or sorry, a full military and eco upgrades is not easy. But now it comes down to, can DauT also get the micro down and survive from the 2 mangonels that Villese is going to push with?
I can already answer no. This is going to be fun. I'm getting my popcorn ready.
Oh, Jordan. I love it. I mean, I have to be professional. I can't say that, but I can bring his friend and teammate in. You guys could say that.
This is why, like, one of the main reasons why I love watching DauT is because you know exactly he's going to play super well. And he will, you know, struggle with the micro, let's say, like that.
He'll make it interesting.
Skirms against mangoes.
Yeah. Well, here he goes with the micro goods so far. Nice split from DauT. Jordan, I can hear the smile on your face right now as DauT is going into micro this. I can hear you smiling.
Yeah, I'm smiling so hard right now. It's just, it's not a question of does it happen? It's a question of when does it happen?
Yeah. Well, this is why DauT needs to maybe plan for his own siege. This is where I consider him quite stubborn because, I mean, the micro's been good so far, but I think a lot of players would add their own mangonel, and DauT is just running almost as if it's scripted. DauT is just running right into the mangonel.
You know, the funny thing is also the way he splits. Like, he's splitting toward the mangonel. Like, what the fuck? What is... How long has he been playing this game? Seriously.
No, you're not wrong, though. DauT notoriously will split in towards the enemy shots. I don't think he thinks about the projectile. I think he just clicks the split button and hopes for the best. I mean,
that's how his mind works.
This is where I really think DauT needs his own siege because otherwise it's getting dangerous. He does have the skirms going for a counter. He does snipe a villager there. He does split. He could dive. He's trying to create some chaos here, Jordan, which may or may not work out. Villese still has to push in. And the thing that Villese hasn't done like DauT is add the economy. So he's 17 villagers behind. The attack has to do crazy damage.
Yeah, and DauT obviously taking another shot. But the thing is, he does have a mangonel now. And this is so crucial here because if that mangonel dies from DauT, and all of a sudden Villese has a lot of pressure on him. But as you mentioned, the economy is so well set up with DauT. For DauT, 69 villagers against 54. That looks very, very solid. DauT has ballistics, so the skirms is something Villese has to respect there. Yeah.
Man, Villese must be so annoyed that there's skirmishers in the back of his base. He had such nice control over this game, and now he's got army in his base. The micro, though, for Villese is, again, just much better than DauT's here, and he so far has killed one mangonel. He's idled a lot of DauT's eco, and I'm guessing DauT's skirmishers in the back are going to get flattened as well here.
I would bet on that. Let's see. Oh, bam! So funny. This is too good. Not panic, DauTcast. Let's go.
I mean, someone just asked before the series started, do you think we'll see any DauT castles today? I said, yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance. It doesn't matter. I don't know how we end up here every single time, but with DauT, it always comes down to will a castle go up? And in game number 1, DauT so badly needs this castle to complete, but he's going to lose his mangonels. And he didn't have another mangonel on the way either. So that mangonel is at 20%. The mangonel Villese is repairing. He's also bringing forward 4 more. Oh, man. It's gone so wrong for DauT. So painful.
How does DauT manage to always get into those positions? Like, how?
Well, because he takes big risks, right? And I think in this case, the second he sees his opponent is on crossbows and siege, he just needs to add his own siege workshop, right? I think if he, like,
exactly, yeah.
where Villese's army is standing right now, if he had a siege workshop there and a mangonel earlier, I think this isn't nearly as painful. The nice thing for DauT, though, is that the risk that he takes ends up paying off, and he will probably complete the castle. He does still have a villager lead, and that's how DauT can still compete, is because his initial strategy was so good, it doesn't matter what happened with the micro.
Absolutely. And DauT is now pushing this back as well. So in Villese's shoes, he should cancel the mangonel. I don't think he will do, because it's... Oh no, he did cancel. Wow, he canceled it. 99%. Insane. Insane. And look at the economy, like resources by Villese. This is so dangerous if you play against Bohemians. They have such a good economy, right? So he's up to Imperial Age already. DauT is like not even close to that. He's closer to Feudal Age compared to him being up to Imperial Age. And Villese, even though his aggression has been shut down, he has the timing now, and he's adding barracks, and he will add bombard cannons as well, and he will get to the very lethal snowball push from Bohemians.
Do you think DauT is expecting this Imperial Age time on the other side?
No, absolutely not. I'm not even sure Villese expected that. Like this is very well done by him for sure.
Well, I mean, there's two sides to this. I feel like the imp time is obviously critical, but also it's only 71 villagers. So if you were at 100, 110, you could probably go for a diverse army. plan on Halb and Hufnita, but like this is, you maybe just choose one or two options here, Jordan. So it seems like he's going to choose Halb and cannons, but I think if DauT just uses this time now to breathe and drops the farms, which he is doing, he might still be in the better position here.
Economy-wise, for sure. One thing which I was thinking about as well, and DauT is doing that now. He's chopping the wood on the sides, right? The good old reeds, and that's the dangerous thing if you play against Poles, and all of a sudden they can be storming from the sides with their cheap calf. And
yeah,
DauT is definitely planning on that. So Villese really needs to do a good job here in order to save the sides, and I'm not sure how he is going to do that in time.
This is going to be a banger game, though, because Villese is moving out to place a forward castle. But yeah, I agree with you that for Villese, anyone at this stage, you should have an outpost on the sides, right? Like, you should have no surprises there. That should not be a possibility, in my opinion. But he is tunnel visioned to pressure the middle. There's his castle. His castle will definitely go up, and that's a perfect position to protect the middle. And then there's to be 2 castles around for DauT that he could potentially treb.
I also love the way Villese put that castle on the hill. That's really, really smart. Not in the middle, how many players would do it because of the cracked terrain. Makes the building so much weaker. I think it's 25%, right?
Yep.
So him having that castle position there is pretty good. And I feel like DauT really needs to do a lot of damage with the raids on the sides. Also, Bohemians with the stronger halberdiers against the calf is a perfect position for Villese as well.
Yeah, that's true. But right now he's making a couple hand cannons. He has 18 pikes, but no halb upgrade. Treb's on the way. Bomber cannon's on the way. DauT's got a lot of stables up there, though, Jordan. And DauT doesn't even know what's back there. He assumes he's going to get in, but like that is wide open. If Villese notices this and quickly walls it or gets some halbs prepared there, it's a game changer. But he does not know. He doesn't see any indicators.
Exactly. That's something which really surprises me about Villese this game. I felt like he played perfect, except him missing the outposts here on the sides.
Yeah.
And I think that's something which could really hurt him in the long term. He needs to get the halberdier upgrade as soon as possible. I think that's something he's saving up for right now. Only 100 gold more missing. He will be able to kill that castle, I suppose, but... okay, he's stonewalling now, but I think it's a little bit too late here.
Yeah, he sees the outpost, but unfortunately, DauT's outpost sees him, and DauT knows that he's been spotted, so he makes his move. And this is just a beautiful raid. You don't even need many upgrades to get value from these light cab. I mean, there's just villagers for the taking. DauT will send the villagers through. Now, during all this, DauT's hoping for this distraction to mean something, but he doesn't have an army to actually fight the trebs or the bomber cannons yet, and his castle does fall.
This is going to be very interesting now, the next 1-2 minutes. How much damage can DauT deal with the side attacks, and how well Villese can defend here. The middle is definitely for Villese. He's doing a good job there, getting conscription as well, plate mail armor, sieging the remaining castle from DauT now as well. And DauT kind of panics because the middle is way more important than the sides, right?
Yeah.
And Villese is taking care of the sides as well. Halberdier incoming as well. I feel like this is looking better and better for Villese.
I think what DauT would need is he needs a range switch, but unfortunately he's building his archer ranges towards where the action is already happening. He is building a couple ranges in the back, but still Bracer needs to come in. There's many upgrades that DauT doesn't have, and yeah, I think you're right. Villese is about to have 35 halbs. DauT will lose a castle, which could pop cap him. There will be vills exposed everywhere. His full works are disrupted. Villese has done enough to defend the side so he could wall it. Now he needs to push.
I think we have a nice set ahead of us. I felt like DauT has played this very well. Of course, there were some moments which he could have done better, which made him lose more than he should have. However, Villese super solid, really playing super well, and it feels like he's getting more and more control of the game. Middle push has not been stopped here by DauT, and I don't know what he can do right now. Like, skirm switch, yes, is going to help a little bit, but once Hufnita is coming in, it's going to be impossible for him to stop that.
Well, I think you still have the right side. Yeah, DauT realized you still have the other side to raid. So that's actually a game-changing cut from DauT. He's going to try the same thing again. And also, a lot of the army for Villese is not protecting the bomber cannons. And DauT did queue up a bunch of his own bomber cannons. So I think, actually, Villese needs to be very careful. This will turn around very quickly. The bomber cannons from DauT could snipe the trebs. Villese, struggling to pack up his trebs, will lose 2 of them. And, yeah, I mean, DauT does have a lot of exposed eco to some of the halbs, but he does hold the front for once. So, nice job.
Very well done by him. Him adding the bombard cannons so early is also something I think he learned from Rage Forest, and feels like he has improved his micro in that regard as well. So right now, Villese doesn't really have any advantage in terms of the bombard cannon. He doesn't have the unique tech, which gives him faster gunpowder units, and he also doesn't have access to Hufnitze yet. I mean, it's very expensive tech. So DauT definitely can hold, and if he's able to destroy that forward castle by Villese, he's going to be in a very good position.
Yeah, I like the castle from DauT to protect from any raids. I think that's something that DauT needs to prioritize, and other players would have researched already, is siege engineers for the bombard cannons. He's spending a lot on skirms, which is, of course, a natural thing to do, and he's getting his cav upgrades, and he's massing the stables on the right still. But siege engineers for the extra range on the bombard cannons can be so nice here.
Absolutely. It's very how would you say,
underappreciated, I guess. Underutilized, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. So that tech is helping so much. Range is so important in an RTS game. And yeah, the good thing for Villese is 45 seconds remaining until he has access to the Hufnitze. And they are going to change a lot. But D9, look at the population overall. 145 only for Villese, while DauT is comfortably sitting at 200. His economy is just so much better. If you take a look at the resources collected, we are talking about 10,000 already ahead for DauT. So really, really well done by DauT. And that shot! Wow.
I mean, this is why DauT is must-watch AoE, right? Because the second we start saying that DauT is ahead, a micro moment happens, and he loses important units. It's like every single time, and it's unfortunately just kind of plagued him here, because strategically he's good, economically he's good, but can he kill the Hufnitze now is the question. And, oh, dude, if that's not Hufnitze... If that's not Hufnitze, he gets the kills. But because it's Hufnitze and they get the extra HP, they survive.
I was expecting all 4 Hufnitze to die there.
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening there. That would have been the game changer for DauT here, right? But the Hufnitze, they are so tanky. One goes down, that's very important. Villese is still struggling a lot with the population. He just doesn't have the time to get up to 200. Okay, and he's with 160 now.
And he doesn't have siege engineers in. Oh, no, he does have it just now. And he backs off. But yeah, I guess he has kind of cleared up the raids on both sides, though, Jordan. So maybe this starts to be more of a fight through the middle at all times. But DauT's got the key ratios here. You could toss away light cav all day, make it really messy, and then just have your own skirms and bomber cannons to back it up. And Villese has to bring more halbs to the front here, I feel. And he needs more cannons, but they're not cheap. And he doesn't have a lot of his golds on the sides because of DauT's raids.
Exactly. So even though Bohemian should be stronger on paper on this map, DauT somehow manages to kill that castle, and he's getting into a good position again. So
yeah.
All of a sudden, Villese has to retreat here. And what I would like to see from Villese right now is avoid fighting right now. Just sit back, get army up, get up to 200 population, and then all of a sudden we're talking about a very lethal snowball here. But
yeah,
the way he's playing right now, it's just better for DauT, right?
Yeah, well, it's tough, right? I think you're constantly trying to stabilize. I think if you aren't active in the middle, DauT will switch to the side with something usually. So
yeah.
But no, honestly, forget about your own ranged units. Just play Halb Hufnitze. Just Halbs to protect Hufnitze, and forget about skirms, and you could easily smash DauT's composition. But for DauT right now, I would be thinking push to the sides again, because yes, he's kind of walled up a little bit, but maybe get some siege prepared to push down the fortifications the middle can still be a problem for you if you're streaming in Cav against the Bohemian Halbs.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised as well that Villese even bothered with the Elite Skirm upgrade. That's not something he needs at all.
Yeah.
Like, full Halberdier and Hufnitze is the way to go. He has 10 Skirms, he's adding more, but he's struggling with gold right now. He only has 6 gold miners, which are on the side. It feels like Villese is just struggling in terms of macro compared to DauT. And I mean, DauT is a master at macro, right? But that's like his main strength, so to say.
Yep, absolutely. And DauT will take that engagement. 2 Hoof needs to go down. And honestly, if DauT takes down the house as well, his Cav can just run right in. He's going to take the fight against the Halbs and sacrifice the Cav, but you only do that... Oh god,
wow.
his bombard cannons went down as well. I was going to say, you only do that so you can micro your bombard cannons, but then he loses his bombard cannons.
In theory, T90. In theory. Yeah.
Oh, the Trebs also don't get the kills that DauT's hoping for. He was hoping for some luck there. This is getting a little dangerous for DauT again. There's a lot of positives, but Halb Hufnitze is one of the strongest comps in the game for a reason.
Exactly, especially on close maps, right? Which Quarry definitely is in this case. And I don't know, like population, Villese is slowly but surely catching up, so that's good for him. DauT still trying everything he can. Look at his gold bank though. That one is insane. Like, I wouldn't mind him switching to Obuk.
Yeah, true, because your opponent has lost archer ranges and your opponent is low on gold, and you have castles. I think the way that DauT's placing that one castle right now, which is going to get denied, I think that tells me that he's not planning on Obuk, though. He just wants it for the position of the map. But man, what a game. I do think it's important to just keep restating, though. Villese is running out of gold. Hufnitze are expensive. He's got a little bit more gold on the side. He isn't taking some of it because DauT's presence there, but I'm beginning to get a little worried for DauT. This could, if he were to lose his bomber cannons one more time and the Hufnitze survive for Villese, all the military production buildings in the middle and villagers would all die very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So DauT, you could argue, is a little bit of an on-timer here. It really depends a lot on the micro, on the micro, and on the side. DauT is walling as well, or is trying to, so it feels like he fully wants to commit onto
the middle,
the frontal attack on the middle, and that's in general always going to be better for Bohemians, no matter the Civ.
But DauT is thinking about the Obuk switch after all, so the castle spot getting denied on the side is actually good for him. He could place a castle more central. I think if you're making this switch, you need to be maxed out and have all your armor and the elite upgrade before you show it. Because if you show it too early, Villese will still have enough gold to make some hand cannons.
Yeah, that's a mistake which I see people often do, that they prematurely show the unit, even though it is not fully upgraded, even though you don't have the mass for it. And that just allows your opponent to have more time to get the proper defense to that, right? So I think DauT is going to wait a little bit in order to get all those upgrades. And yeah, what a game.
What a game.
Good start for the set. Yeah.
What a game. Best of 7 to make it in the Platinum League. We start off. We're about to hit the hour mark. The bombard cannon micro from both has been insane the last 2 minutes. I'm probably going to jinx somebody here, but seriously impressive stuff. But it's so dangerous for DauT against Hufnitze.
Yeah, the splash damage is just better for Hufnitze. They're faster as well, have more HP. And, you know, DauT, he has... It feels like he's one moment away from absolute disaster. It's just the way it is. The way he's microing his bombard cannons, just clicking all at one point. I don't think that's going to work out too well for him. But let's see, maybe he proves me wrong.
Well, I mean, Villese kills his own Hufnitze there, which shows how powerful they can be. The friendly fire's legit. Now, DauT shows the Obuk, and there's just not a big mass of them. And Villese starts to immediately queue up hand cannons behind. So, man, Villese is still able to take the golds on the sides. He will move, and DauT's placed his castle there, Jordan. I don't like that castle. That's way too close to the action. I think this could end up just being a free kill for Villese, but maybe I'm wrong.
It will be, most likely. And then DauT is only going to have 2 castles against someone who has already the perfect counter, which is going to be the hand cannoneer, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
DauT, even though he's pushing on the top with the bomber cannons, it feels like the damage potential is so much higher for Villese on his push on the south side. And DauT is kind of in a weird position where, yes, he's able to kill the monastery with the 2 relics, which is a nice pick-off, sure, but he is so close from disaster. And if you look at the population in total, 170 population versus 190, so Villese all of a sudden has taken the lead here in that regard. He's committing more villages onto the middle as well, and slowly but surely it feels like he's just taking the lead in this game.
Yeah, I think if DauT were to lose this other castle, that would be maybe the final nail in the coffin. He would only have 1 castle in the back of his base then. DauT actually, who once had 4k gold, is now at 600 in the bank without that many gold units in queue, and loses 2 more bomber cannons as well. Oh, man.
Got at least 2 Hoofnitz, maybe 3, I'm not entirely sure, from Villese as well, so that's a good trade in theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gold, as you mentioned, is just such a big factor. He has 3 relics in the bank, that's nice, but that's not going to win him the game, especially if your opponent has 2 and has access to middle while you're not. So yeah, I feel like DauT is running out of steam. He's trying desperately to make something happen, but he is only having 1 bombered cannon remaining.
Yep, which should mean we're soon at that point where Villese can start to take this castle down. He's been patient. Now, he does have a lot of hand cannons after seeing the Yolbook, but I think that's fine because now at this point, like, DauT doesn't have a lot of cav spam in front. DauT is really just been losing units way faster than he's killing them, which is the reason why people pick Bohemians in the first place. It's so difficult to engage into no matter what you make, and Villese and DauT have been back and forth, but yeah, this is where DauT starts to crumble. Bomber cannon down, castle's gonna melt.
That one is going to be gone in a minute, and he doesn't have stone as well. It feels like DauT is panicking right now, right? Trying to get more archer ranges up, but the question is, what are the archer ranges really do for you? Like nothing.
Yeah.
Building skirms, yeah, against Hoofnitz. Good luck with that. Villese has 6 Hoofnitz on the field. 4 more to join them very soon as well. So the skirms are not doing anything here.
You know what's so awesome about this series? So we have this storyline, right? Like, winner goes to platinum again. But I think we're also seeing from both why they were platinum before, but also maybe why they fell out of Platinum League, right? Just like, and I don't mean that too critically, right? But like, it's been so back and forth, which honestly people want more of in AoE too. But it's like right when one player gets the initiative, the other players push back. It's like no one can do enough to finish the game, right? Which exactly. I think the platinum players do a little bit of a better job of. So it's been incredible. DauT, though, I'm worried that he can't afford siege to break the opponent. And with castles going up for Villese now in the middle, and there's still being 5k gold there, I'm just waiting until the next Hoofnitz shot hits his 40 skirmishers and they melt. And then I just don't know what you do. Besides trying to raid the sides, which are walled up, I don't know what you try if you're DauT.
Exactly. And to the point you mentioned earlier, it feels like Age of Empires has increased so much in terms of the players, the way they are playing. It's just such a highly skilled environment that you can kind of see in this game there were certain moments where certain mistakes have been made by each player, which you typically don't see from a platinum player.
Yeah.
Like the most obvious ones, let's say. So I understand the point you were saying. There is a reason why both of them were in platinum, but you also see why they are not, right? So
yeah,
it makes sense, absolutely.
But it's cool that, like, I mean, we're over an hour in game number 1, and we've seen so much quality from both. And the other thing that's important to say is, if a player makes what we could consider a mistake, a lot of that's because the opponent's forcing it. They've created that chaos. But that brings me right back to, I think, DauT's current predicament. He can no longer do something to Villese to make him panic and make a game-losing mistake. Villese is fully walled on both sides. DauT can't do anything there. And DauT is now forced to engage into the death ball into the middle.
Yeah, and that's never something you want to do, but as you say, he's kind of forced to. One thing we have to keep in mind, like if we have the matchup Bohemians against Poles. Like, Poles, the only chance for them to really beat Bohemians is with mobility, is with raids, right? You want the winged Hussars to really deal a lot of damage with the raids on the economy of the Bohemian player. And Villese is aware of that. He walled the sides. He even was cautious and placed the market there where he had the hole. So he is on point. And something we want to mention here as well is Villese is a notorious arena player as well, right? He loves his arena. That was his home map all the time in the tournaments when he was in the top 10. And right now, this is kind of arena. Fight in one spot. And with Bohemians, it's just a dream to play this.
I think something, it might be a little too late, but something that DauT could have considered here, and a lot of players forget that you even get access to it, but Siege Ram. I see, okay, there's the tech now, so I promised I was thinking about it for minutes, but no, honestly, like Siege Ram push on the right, you go in with Olbuk Siege Ram, that's actually how Sorakuma won against Ethiopians, Jordan. I know you didn't see it. It was Olbuk Siege Ram against Halb and Torsen Engine Bombard Cannons. And there was just Rams and Olbuk everywhere, and you never had enough to focus them down. It was a really clutch play, but it's the last chance for DauT now.
I love that idea there. It's a pretty good one. I think I would not have come up with that myself, but it's definitely the right play here. And Tinani, sorry, but I'm a little bit distracted. Do you see the trap in the front, which is kind of covered by two hand cannon here? Which okay, never mind.
Yes.
They were standing there for 2 minutes. I feel like.
Hey, that's where I would stand. You have the protect. You have the protection, right? If any projectiles come in from above, the tread protects you. So.
Yeah, it's a good place to hide. And now DauT is on the north side doing what you mentioned. He's pushing with the siege rams, but he doesn't accompany it with Olbuks.
Yeah,
he's just sending random skirms in there.
Well, what Villese will do is he'll go Halbs there, and that's where if you have the Olbuk, the Halbs get completely shredded, and the Rams continue to destroy. He does have the other siege workshops on the right side too. This gets dangerous for Villese. But and DauT will just hope that Villese makes a mistake with his cannons while this is happening. But DauT, don't make a mistake with your skirms. Oh god.
I know, it feels like DauT is somewhat doing a good job in holding the middle. Like, it feels like Villese has the pushing tools, but he's not really capable of, executing the push.
You know what DauT would do in Villese's position right now? And I'm sure of this. He would buy a castle, and he would hard push the middle forward castle right on the top of the hill. Right? He's like, okay, you take the sides of my base. I'm going to solidify my position on top of yours. But Villese is just banking the gold, right? He doesn't want to run dry on gold. I'm worried for him, though, because here come the Olbuk from DauT. And so you can't just play Halb defense against the Siege Rams anymore. I think the Rams will stay, and they're moving on the other side as well.
Exactly. And that castle is very close to being attacked as well with Siege Rams. 4 there, or 5 even. So that castle can go down very, very quickly. And then the north side looks pretty good for DauT as well. So DauT, is he going to make the comeback here?
He might.
It looks pretty nice, yeah.
I think Villese thought that this was unlosable. He probably didn't factor in the Siege Ram at all. He thought he could always defend and just camp with the gold. But the Siege Rams are taking down his economy way faster than he's ever expected. And DauT, he is still having some struggles at home, but he just needs some patience there because pretty soon Villese will be out of a base.
Switching to champions, but that for me feels like a little bit of a desperation move.
Yeah.
And if we take a look at the minimap, this is clearly looking better for DauT. So what's happening here?
This is crazy. Yeah, well played from DauT. I still think Villese needs to do exactly what I said. Bring your Vills now, and you just YOLO a castle right where you're pushing because you're still killing everything DauT has. Solidify the position, take the relics. Champion, I guess, is much better than Halb against the Olbuk and against the Siege Rams. Ideally, you also use hand cannons to focus down the Olbuk. DauT has lost many of his Olbuks. I don't know who's winning and who's losing right now. They're both losing their base.
I kind of struggle to analyze this game as well.
Yeah.
I think the good thing for Villese here is that he's still with 180 population versus the 150. His push is more lethal, right, from Villese, and DauT's bank is not existing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Look at the wood count from Villese. Like, he doesn't have to take wood anymore, right? He has enough for the
Well,
entirety of
he
the
does,
game.
but he does need houses, and now he has to house in the middle because he's lost so many town centers and so many houses. He can't produce pop. But every time I see DauT come with resistance, all of his armies just dies, right? I just saw like a cannon and a treb go down. Like DauT cannot manage microing the rams and also defending himself. And I mean, as the Rams do continue, which is incredible, the push for Villese continues. Yeah.
What is going on? There is a chance, there is a world where DauT is actually winning this game. Look at the minimap. It feels like a Gold Rush, where your opponent has all the map except the middle.
Yeah, but like also there's the Vill count is so low, and Villese is losing town centers. Like I guess DauT also has lost some town centers, but DauT still has more Vills on the way. And maybe DauT can use those skirms to clear off the Halps, and then he can make a couple Lycav to clear the Hufnitsa. Villese is retreating, and there's still Rams in his base.
I think Villese is losing. I think Villese is losing. Look at the population, 120 against 150. What is going on?
Well, hold on though. Well, he will clear the Rams. Now, I think he has enough Halps to clear the Rams. It takes so long. He will build a new TC. He saved his Hufnitsa. It actually was critical. I think if he stays forward, he has a problem. He will have a castle. But no, I'm with you. I mean, it's 0 on food right now for Villese. He doesn't have a working economy anymore. He needs to reclaim his relics. And DauT can reclaim his own relics and reboot back to this game. My God.
He is Mega House as well, Villese, right? He was Mega House for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's the lethal thing about the siege ram push on the sides. I don't know what to think about this game. Like, Villese, his economy is not existing. And the longer the game goes, it feels like at this point it's better for DauT because his economy has more time to kick in.
I mean, but you've now reached a state for Villese where if you hold at the middle still, you in theory can still have a much stronger army again. So maybe we have a period here where he tries to hold on. Siege rams are still around his base randomly. DauT's still done such a nice job producing, but DauT doesn't have the Olbuk anymore because DauT only has that one castle.
What's happening?
I'm trying to think of the same thing here. What's happening?
What's happening?
I mean, what's also happening is Villese is going for two-handed swordsman, which is way better than the Halps were at cleaning up the mess.
Yeah, the thing is, DauT doesn't have gold income to produce siege rams anymore.
Yeah.
And his relics are, not his relics anymore.
Yeah, he's gonna reclaim them.
I don't know. Villese has done such a good job to recover in the last 2 minutes.
Agreed.
So well done. He just put everything on defense, which was exactly the right call.
Yeah.
Get yourself time, set up your economy again, set up your military buildings, and then all of a sudden, DauT has to face someone who is the same population again with him, but with much more high quality units.
You know, the funny thing, I think Villese had a lot of these units in queue for a while, but he was so housed, they could never come out to play.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, look at Villese's resources. He has no res, but I'm guessing if I go back, it's because he had the units in queue and he couldn't actually produce them because he was housed, and he's fixed that. But yeah, here he comes.
Look at the army size. 100 for Villese. 100. That's so good for him. With that army, you're going to be able to regain so much ground again. The monastery is up for both players again, so we will see 2 relics for each. I don't think the last relic is going to be collected by DauT. And and all of a sudden, I feel like after all the chaos which has been inflicted by both players, it feels like Villese again is in the lead.
Yeah, DauT will try and raid, but Villese is walled for the most part. He's rewalling the sides. He's actually raiding with the Halbs on the sides. DauT doesn't have the critical castle spots. And I mean, the whole game we've been saying someone is about to win or this person's ahead. I actually believe we've reached the point in the game where we could say Villese is winning and actually will win. I think it's gone that far now. DauT can't reclaim his final relic. He doesn't have the high quality army, as you said, to compete here. His skirmisher count is too low. The light cav are not going to be enough. And the hand cannons from Villese just always in the back, just in case Olbuk arrive as well, which is so difficult to do, Jordan. But it's perfectly controlled to protect those cannons.
I think Villese is doing such a good job with the army control here. As you mentioned, controlling the hand cannoneers to always defend the Hufnitze from incoming units, and that's something I, for example, struggle with. I have often the situations where I have a mass of Hufnitze or bomber cannons, and all of a sudden they're all gone. So yeah, Villese has done a good job in that regard, and it feels like DauT is really struggling. 125 population, that ain't looking healthy.
Yeah, he will try and raid. There is actually a gap or two for Villese that is still existing from before, but not exactly where DauT was going in. The Hufnitze cannons here would have died so many times if I was controlling them. I would have overextended with my halbs. They would have died to a group of skirms, and then 5 hussars swoop in. But Villese has 166 kills with these 7 cannons. So good.
Insane control. And Villese, he is no stranger to the Bohemian Civ, right?
Yep.
On those kind of maps. He, I think it was always his first pick on Arena as well, so...
Yeah, and
he just loves the situation.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see... DauT continues to fight here, obviously. He is going to go to the north again, so he's got a big army coming through. But I'm curious to see how the performance for both players fares in game number 2 based on this game, because this could become a stamina conversation already, and also for these really long games, it's fine if you win it, but it's heart-wrenching if you lose
yes,
right?
That's how I felt in the first game against the Gao. I was like, I'm not gonna spend 2 hours into losing. Not gonna happen. Right on my Doombos.
Well, I mean, and it broke Dogao, right? Like, I think Dogao performed worse in the series because that game that went down to the final tree, so...
Yeah, I agree.
GG.
And
wow.
We have the GG. That is like a dream scenario game 1 for this set. Absolutely.
I mean, insane. And that's this. If this was the best of 7 show match for, $100, that would be a dream. But this is to get back to Platinum League, dude. I mean, what a game that was. It went back and forth, but I think the theme I've got to return to is DauT's strategy fantastic. His eco was fantastic. But when the Bohemians are always going to have the better military, he needed to take his moments early. I think back to the Castle Age position where he had 20 villagers and that army got into his base and his castle got delayed as like one of the key moments in the game, where if maybe DauT was able to have the better defense there, he could be ahead and beat the Hufnitze before the mass got rolling. But what a recovery from Villese. I mean, he lost... It's very rare I look at the raising stat, but they both lost 125 buildings, basically, which is a ridiculous amount of buildings. And then 2,000 units died. Oh my God.
Yeah. I think also the critical move by Villese to win this game was bringing a villager forward to repair the mangonels.
Yeah.
When he was attacking.
Yeah.
If that villager is not there, DauT has a much easier job to defend. He will push that back much earlier. And all of a sudden, we talk about DauT, who had, I think, even a 20 villager lead with Pole's economy. At that time, Villese didn't have Favre yet. So the Bohemians' economy was not as strong as it could have potentially been.
There's also... Sorry to jump in here, but the one engagement, I don't know if you remember, but there was a mangonel next to the full work. And it was just super unlucky for DauT. He hops out of his siege workshop, and he thinks he gets a direct kill, but he's actually firing uphill with his mangonel. And
so it survived, right? With
it survived.
or something like
yep,
that.
It survived, and then gets the 1-for-1 trade, and then he loses the other mangonel. But again, that's for DauT. I think he showed that he could do the work to get the lead. I just really think a little bit more preemptive thinking there. DauT basically said, okay, I've got the eco lead. I'm going to micro my skirms now, and I'm going to win. That's not your style, DauT. You have to get the eco lead, make some skirms, probably just add your own mangonel there, or stone wall or something, right? And then it's very different. You know, what's very interesting is so far, every time DauT plays a Civ on these maps, it's exactly what Sorokuma, who was in his group, ended up playing. Sorokuma went poles on Quarry in his playoff. Sorokuma in his round against DauT actually played Mayans here as well. So Clearly, they see the game similarly. Sorokuma will be platinum next season after an amazing performance in his playoff. But it's Mayans Japanese on African River. I just wanted to ask you, Jordan, before we get to the civs, what do you think about the map? Because this is a map we haven't seen in a lot of tournaments.
It turns out to be one of my more favorite maps. It feels like there are so many different options. Like when I looked at the map initially, for me it was a clear man-at-arm opening into water play, archer range, stuff like that. So the clear civs here were Japanese Dravidians, Avu, and I mentioned Japanese, yeah, and I've seen people using Meso here, and that's something I never expected to have here. So
yeah,
it's interesting in how many different ways you can play this map. And what I love the most about this map is the fact that we have shallow most of the time. Because water in Imperial Age is going to be such a huge factor. But if you have the shallows, that allows for land units to, be more valuable than they would otherwise if that was just water, right, without shallows. So
yeah.
it's really cool, and the fact that those two TCs are so close to each other invites aggression, which I love.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean it's tough. I have obviously have my opinions. I play at a solid level, and so we want to make a map pool that has varied openings. And we have 15 maps as well. We've never had 15 maps in Titans League season before. So there could always be that map or two that sucks, right?
Of course. So it's hard with 15 maps, right?
Yeah. So this was one I wasn't sure on. It's tough to get the balance right as well when everyone's so super close to each other. It could be very punishing. But so far, I've been impressed. There is this trend that I'm noticing where players will try and base their lumber camp position around where their gold and or berries are. And so you don't always get as lucky as Villese has, but Villese's got the dream little spot because with one tower, he can protect basically every resource there, which allows you to take some risks that maybe DauT can't take, because if DauT placed the tower for his wood line, his gold is actually kind of far away to the other side. So I don't know what you think, Jordan, but when I play this, I always build my lumber camp where the gold is, but in DauT's case, he just didn't see the other gold and woodline option.
That is also the right way to do it. I think you want to be somewhat safe with as little investment as possible.
Yeah.
Which says the tower, like if DauT had gone to the right side in between the stone and his gold, where the wood is, have a tower there, and you're literally covering 3 resources, right? So for Villese, that's a perfect scenario. Even having the berries there is just a dream. Because what you have to keep in mind as a player is that there are so many options on hybrid maps, and it's so tough to scout everything as well that it doesn't matter how good, how perfect you play, the risk of you missing something is very high.
Yeah.
And having a team just preemptively is just going to make your life so much easier.
Well, I like it too because oftentimes if someone's aggressive against you, you're forced to just try and match their army. But then at the high level, they say, haha, that's funny, chase me then. And they run, and then you have to follow, and then they come up with the next army. And then 10 minutes later, you don't have any control over the game. But when you can place a nice defensive tower, you have the ability to ignore their army and move over to their base. But big thing here, I haven't seen the entire season, honestly. We have a zero dock approach from DauT. He is going fast feudal, fast archers. So he's allowing the water to go to Villese, who's Japanese, who already benefits from the great fishing. And it's high risk, high reward from DauT. I don't know what you think.
I'm very curious what he's having in his mind here. Initially, when he was picking mines, I was thinking, what is his idea behind mines there? Because mines don't really have anything going for them on hybrid maps, especially on this one. The thing which I don't like at all by Villese is that he went for the gold on the top instead of the one on the side.
Agreed.
Something which doesn't make any sense to me as well, and makes it a little bit easier for DauT to capitalize on that with his strategy. So that's something which could work in theory, but DauT is going for somewhat of a semi-forward archer range, so I don't know. DauT has to be cautious with his walls on the mining camp. He's aware of it now, but what I would do as Villese now is just pressure the gold mining camp.
Yeah,
right, with the men-at-arms, and you kind of deny the gold intake by DauT.
Well, I think the 2 villagers can't out-repair Japanese arson man-at-arms there, either.
No, they can't.
But 4 villagers could.
Tower.
Let's see if there's a reaction from DauT here. No reaction from DauT has me worried. What's happening? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's horrible.
Wow.
That's horrible.
Oh my, that's game ending.
Yeah. Oh my god, no dock for DauT. And now he's going to lose his wood line. That's 2 villagers down already. 3 villagers down. Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy. I'm not sure exactly where DauT was looking. He might have seen the tower. He's reacting there. But Villese's tower could still be very strong here. Could still complete. Even if he loses the villager. I mean, DauT's game plan's completely out the window right now.
It was very good for him that he was able to kill that villager. But I don't know. Those 4 men-at-arms, they are going to have a field day here.
Oh, man. And you just wonder if game 1 is still in DauT's mind right now. Oh, this is not what you would want at all. Jordan, when you don't dock and your opponent does, you need instant damage. He is actually killing fishing ships with the eagle right now, which is hilarious. But, like, yikes. That hurts. And now the archer count could be affected in theory. He's been pushed off the wood line. I will say, though, the archers are coming in, and Villese will just spot this. He never saw the range, and he had quick house walls and skirmishers just at the perfect time.
This is amazing reaction by Villese. And he will place a tower now, and he's living the dream.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go forward tower anymore. I would just go defensive tower.
No, exactly. He's building a forward tower. I absolutely dislike the decision.
Yeah.
You need to ensure that the, let's say, somewhat all-inish playstyle from your opponent is getting minimized in terms of the damage it could potentially deal, and that's why defensive approach is so much more important. But let's see how Villese is doing, because it feels like his skirms are just barely doing the job here.
Well, there's a lot of micro right now. There's still the man-at-arms. That scout from Villese will end up killing the archer from DauT. The tower does put DauT under pressure. And the skirmishers and man-at-arms are still holding the other side. So remember, DauT hasn't taken his berries yet, and he doesn't have fish. It's like there's these transitional things you want to do that he hasn't done. And he pulls the vills to attack the tower, and he still doesn't have the archers here. And the archers are still not anywhere to be seen on the front. So this is messy. Like, this is really messy, but I think the chaos should be better for Villese, even if this tower gets denied.
Yeah, he lost all the men-at-arms to the tower, kind of. That was a little bit sloppy, but you have to consider as well, there's so many things going on.
Yeah.
And in that situation, having these men-at-arms is good, don't get me wrong, but it was more important to really ensure that the defense is set up properly. And economy-wise, Villese is so much ahead. Look at the resource collected, 5k2 versus 3k9.
Yep.
That kind of tells the tale. Yeah, it's just a good position for Villese, and DauT is really in a bad position. He really has to go into the deep tank and think about how he can, get this game back here. It's going to be really hard.
You know what's interesting is I think DauT's reflexes are going to say, oh my god, I'm behind, I need a market. But DauT didn't build a mill yet. So I'm hoping he remembers he didn't build a market. Or build a mill. Yeah, I just
is in now. Yeah.
Just wondering. Okay, now a dock from DauT in the south. Just feels like, I mean, we've seen so many games, Jordan, and this is now round 5, or beyond round 5. You could look at silver games, gold games, platinum games. People have not been skipping docks here, and if you're gonna skip docks, Mayans are actually slower to getting to feudal age than other civs if they were to do that. So it's right now looking like a very questionable decision from DauT, as he will lose his army in the north.
Yeah. It's not adding up. Of course, certain things didn't go right for him. Having that little blunder
Yeah.
On the lumber camp is definitely, as I said, game deciding. I think I'm right with that assessment. And Villese, what he's doing is he's adding fishing boats as well on the north side shortly, and that's kind of a sneak. I don't think DauT is expecting that one.
Yeah,
He's
that's
definitely not scouted that.
It's true.
And I wonder what the Hulks are going to be capable of doing as well, because the fishing boats, they can garrison in the dock, and that kind of nullifies the potential they have.
I gotta say, it's so tilting to not see a tower here for Villese.
Oh yeah.
I think both players can play sharper with the small details here. Like there should be a tower there every single time. You already have the stone for it, but he does have some skirms to defend. But DauT got some Vil kills, so that's the key for DauT. Unfortunately for DauT, no potential tower at home, and skirmishers and man-at-arms will be in the wood line.
It kind of tilts me as well to not have a tower there as well by Villese. Like this is your main point to defend, because you know exactly the first time the archers hit there, so the archer range must be closer to that spot rather to the other northern side. And him not having that, even though he had the stone for that as well, is a little bit of a blunder. Yeah?
There's definitely some small things that tells me Villese, you know, he's not quite as sharp. Like, he didn't make a Hulk, by the way. He made a fire. And now DauT had made a Hulk, and DauT has killed the fire. Also, Villese is not garrisoning his fish. You can garrison in the dock now, and I don't think he knows.
It looks like he does know it. I think I know why he banned all the new civs.
I mean, truthfully, we know Villese is not playing as much. There's recent patch changes that affect things, and luckily for him, he does have the other dock to go to. He's making a Hulk there. He is Japanese, so his fishing ships will likely all survive. And he's still so far ahead of DauT. Like, DauT is not on the way up. DauT will be so late to Castle Age here. And DauT's army is also being tracked for the most part. Like, Villese just had the perfect opening.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything has gone his way. You cannot hope for a better opening. Loses the villager on the forward tower here. But I don't think he really expected to make something happen with that tower anyway, once it got caught. Microsiv skirms nicely against the archers and will be able to secure his fishing boats as well. So, Castle Age in. I'm very surprised by the fact that DauT managed to get so much food. I guess the market is his best friend. But even elite skirms now for Villese. That's crazy.
Yeah, elite skirmishers. He's transitioned into farms here, Jordan, so he's got some additional food eco. Still, Villese is doing some things which surprised me. The mill right now in the north.
Why?
Why? Like, why not a dock and fishing ships? I don't know. Villese is probably about to go 2-0 up, but he's doing so with some rather shaky decision making of his own.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Like, the one mill here in the top, I mean, yeah, you're Japanese, I get that, but you want to have a dog there, no question about that.
I mean, it does, you can still collect the food, so I guess there's that. He needs to have a really good understanding of where DauT's going with his army right now, and that's something he's lacking. But I'm just worried, like, I feel like no defensive towers when DauT has archers around, and villagers could just start to disappear if DauT finds the right areas. Villese is going with a villager to apparently go for a siege workshop. But DauT is now forward, Villese, and on the Golds. Yeah, he sees it now. That's where Villese needs to have his focus.
And I think Villese has also scouted the 2 barrack by DauT, right? Yes, he has. So he knows the Eagles are going to be the player for DauT.
DauT, the villagers! DauT didn't see the 10 villagers on the mill. He's panicking and coming home now. He didn't react to them. Like, he was right there.
Oh. Yeah, that could have been a very nice, pick off by DauT. You could have at least killed 2 villagers there. And idled the other one, right?
Yeah.
It's not like Villese has, like, a great economy where he can just afford having 10 villagers idle. You know what I'm also wondering? Like, DauT, he had the raid on the fishing boats. And he saw Villese not garrison, but going away with the fishing boats. So now on the south side, the 2 Hulks from Villese, he's harassing. and DauT has garrisoned his fishing boat. So I'm wondering, long term, has DauT done himself a favor here, showing that garrison the fishing boats is actually a thing here?
Yeah, true. Because Villese, I'm sure he's aware of the change, but he just forgot because of his instincts.
Sure.
His instincts not telling him to do so in a very intense moment. But yeah, true. DauT's already going to lose the game. Don't garrison the fishing boats. Like, let the fishing ships die.
You have to think long term. Oh god. Is this DauT or Huang playing right now on the gold?
Yeah, I know.
If I see stuff like that, it's kind of a desperate situation for DauT. And T90, Villese is actually taking the 2-0 lead here. I did not expect that.
I mean, Jordan, we sat here and seriously said after DauT lost the first game that we predicted that DauT would still win. Do we feel the same now? Because I'm very uncertain. I still think it was a relatively shaky performance from Villese. It wasn't quite as crisp and clean. So if DauT can turn it up, he could punish some of these things. But like at the same time, I don't think I've seen an opening from DauT I've disagreed with more in recent times. It was just very peculiar. There's so many civs that you could play, so many styles, and to completely skip water with Mayans here, or even just picking Mayans, it didn't work out.
All right, we have Stranded now. Stranded is a map which I always try to avoid. I'm happy that people didn't pick that against me, because the first map I always banned was Mudflow. I just cannot play that map. And the second one, most of the time, was Stranded. I just feel like Stranded, for me personally, is a little bit one-dimensional.
Okay.
That's why I tried to avoid it. What do you think about that map, T9?
Well, the way I advertise the map is that it is very multi-dimensional and that there is pros and cons. So I'm curious, if you think it's one-dimensional, what do you think is the strongest, water or land?
I think water. Like, the way I thought about that map was committing water and wall a little bit more forward, so you have good space in front of your forest.
Okay.
Where you still have the main hill, or the bigger hill.
Okay.
And take it then from there. I don't know how the other players have played it. Barely watched any games there. But I played, I think, 1 or 2 practice games, and it felt like water was just a very important factor here.
Okay, so here's
than land.
So okay, well here's another question. With your practice games and your opinions, was that before the water change, where you can garrison fishing ships, or after?
Yes, it was before.
Before, yeah.
I think that counts, or that counts a lot.
Yeah. I will tell you, the exact thing you described is exactly how Leary plays every Stranded game. So
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Leary always goes for the and Harris started to do it as well. You if we're looking at Villese's base, you would get to the top of the hill a little bit, wall between those trees, and maybe around the gold. And that means any land pressure is walled out, which allows you to focus on the water.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so we've seen. So here's my theory on it. Water's obviously huge because you're gonna have so many fishing ships here. So players are making 8 to 10 fishing ships. So losing that right away would be really bad. But I find if you are going to lose water and you just don't lose water right away, so you you hold on for just an extra 2 minutes and you play land army. We have seen mangonels and monks. We've seen crossbows and mangonels on the top of the hill beyond these TCs just dominate because people run out of wood.
Yeah.
So we actually had a player. They went fast castle into crossbow and mangonel. They were down 25 eco, Jordan, and it took an extra 25 minutes for the water player to eventually win, and it was only because of a couple lucky mangonel hits. Like, it honestly just becomes crossbow and mangonel. So I think it can go either way. But I think the highest level players are always going to want eco, and it's so easy to expand your eco in water. So I like your thought process. I think you might be right. It's maybe like 60% water, 40% land for the highest level.
Yeah, I think what you mentioned earlier regarding finding the right balance, where you're just able to survive long enough for your water investment to kick in, so you can transition into the land aggression. That is the sweet spot. That's the important thing, right?
Yeah.
If you lose water too early and all of a sudden your economy is just too bad, and you will just lose because you cannot bring the resources onto the field to put on the aggression. But yeah, if you're capable of finding that proper balance, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a very good position. And of course, you don't want to commit on water 100% and ignore land at all, because the TCs, the way they are positioned is, they're kind of at risk if you don't have the hill.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if your opponent gets the hill and you don't, and all of a sudden you have losing all the access to the forest in the middle, which is something you definitely have to avoid.
Well, when it comes to balance, I think Villese is the player who tries to find that balance, the perfect balance between aggression and eco. Villese tends to play very meta. I really don't consider DauT a very balanced player. He's a very extreme player. He finds the key timings, and the key timings work or the key timings do not. So I'm just watching him right now, walking around with this Vill. He collected a bunch of extra water buffaloes. He's adding another fishing ship from the same dock and hasn't gone for 2. And I'm wondering, with DauT being the Wu, and the Wu having the Jean Swordsman, which are a very good unit here, I wonder if DauT's not going to play Feudal Age at all.
It is an option to go for straight fast castle, considering there are a lot of rhinos or elephants on this map.
Yep.
Water is going to give you enough food with the initial investment, because your opponent is usually exactly on the opposite side.
Yep.
So there's not going to be a fast rush on the water as well. So fast castle is definitely something which has potential. I used to play a couple of fast castles on this map as well. When it still had a, what was it, trade cog, I think.
They had the one version had a junk. Had a junk.
A junk, yeah, the junk, exactly.
The thing about the junk, Jordan, I'm very anti-junk on this map for this reason. It gives you always have enough time in Dark Age to get 2 trips with the junk, and it would give you like 200 plus gold. So you're getting like basically 400, 500 gold guaranteed, regardless of what happens on water. And there it's like, okay, fast castle feels like much bigger or a much easier decision to make. Here you've got to either mine the golds, or you have to build up the resources without that. So it's sorry I interrupted you, but I felt like that was important detail. It's a lot riskier here, I feel.
Yeah, no worries. Exactly, that's a very, very important factor here. And what we will see here very soon is the aggression coming from Villese on water.
Yeah.
And DauT's setup is looking toward a fast castle. With Villese, he's definitely going to rush very, very fast. Ravilians as well, getting the 200 extra wood in Feudal Age. And that allows you to really apply the pressure. He's already setting up his barrack as well. So we will see an archer range, most likely a forward tower as well. And he is going to really put on the heat onto DauT.
It's funny though, this isn't neither player, like DauT is going for the extreme. Villese is doing exactly what we said, trying to find that perfect balance of pressure in Feudal Age. But let's see, if this was before the ability to garrison in your docks, this would obviously be really risky for DauT. But now he should be able to garrison in that dock and save his fish. But
Villese is like, what is happening? Since when can you garrison the fishing boat?
It's true. But yeah, because he might not have noticed in the previous game. He's like, is that a bug?
Is he Gujaras? What's happening? That's good stuff.
Well, I mean,
but he knows about the range from the dock, so that's something he knows. That's good for him. I'm actually surprised by the fact that he went for the men-at-arms. He was kind of late with that.
Oh, man.
I think it's good to do so, because first of all, you can apply a lot of pressure. And second of all, the Giant Swordmen, they have been nerfed as well.
Yeah.
They are weaker against the melee units now, if I'm not mistaken, right?
This is one of those situations, Jordan, where if Villese just attacked that house and sat there with the archers behind the wood line, that would have big problems. But he doesn't know where the TC is, and he's looking for more damage elsewhere. But if a tower comes up, DauT will have wood problems. DauT right now is trying to fight back on water and still trying to click up to Castle Age. But there's some critical things you need here. If you're going to play Castle Age, you need to have a market usually. And DauT still hasn't built a mill. And it's just this never-ending cycle sometimes where you're overspending your wood. But, maybe it wasn't DauT's plan after all, because he is defending his fish. He has more hulks, way more than I was expecting. And he will build his own tower now on the wood line.
That one is so important. I'm not sure if DauT saw the tower and, you know, built his tower as a reaction, or did he just preemptively build it because he was expecting the tower to go up there for Villese? I think the tower, yeah, it will finish for Villese. That's really, really annoying for DauT. But other than that, it feels like Villese is not really going to be able to apply as much pressure as he was thinking he could do. So
Well,
nice job by DauT here defending.
Honestly, the idle time for DauT is enough.
Yeah.
I think as long as you could maintain some control on that hill, forced out to these lower wood lines, you just see the economy in and out of his town centers, moving over to awkward wood lines. He's adapting his build now. He's dropping an archer range, but still, with the resources to go Castle Age, he doesn't actually have the wood to get the buildings for Castle Age, which is so brutal.
This is such a bad situation for DauT.
Yeah.
Really. Because he's kind of basing his strategy on being able to fast castle. He has the food and the gold.
It's so painful.
He doesn't have the wood.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if DauT practiced this build without the market. Like,
Yeah.
if he has the market right now, you know, he's cruising. Right now, he ain't cruising. He loses houses as well, which is really painful as well. He's going to get...
He's not cruising. He's not cruising. He's losing. Is that a new saying, Jordan?
Oh, exactly. That's a good one. I would not have come up with that myself. But look at the resources. He could go Imperial Age right now.
Yeah,
if he had the buildings.
I mean, we've all been there where you have the res but not the buildings, but we haven't had immense pressure on all the wood lines and needing to make skirmishers and needing to make ships. There's just so much wood spend on these maps. Finally, he's going to drop the blacksmith, and he did shoot down the tower. But behind this, Vilese's resources are starting to look pretty good. So Villese could probably have a very similar Castle Age time.
Yeah, exactly. I think he might be trailing behind, maybe 1 minute maximum. And he's getting the market already as well. He's repositioning his fishing boats very nicely on the northern side as well. The fact that the Dravidians carry a little bit more food on the fishing boats is definitely helpful in that kind of thing as well. And yeah, archer range is up for DauT. He's adding skirms, but skirms are not really doing too much for DauT long term.
Yeah.
I guess it's just to, you know, peel off the archers.
Well, I mean, I think the more I look at it, the more... I mean, his situation wasn't what he wanted, but it's actually still pretty good. It will be in Castle Age faster. The economy count is actually slightly higher for him because he has 11 fishing ships. He was able to escape with his junks, or not junks, damn it, hawks. So they're still protected. And if he wants to spam John Swordsman on a very open map, pretty soon the possibility's there for him to try and do that from triple barracks. So we'll see if DauT can get a win on the board. There's a tower now from Villese. That's just being attacked. And I don't think Villese is going to have a very easy time defending from what's coming, unless he plays... Well, what he's going to play, Jordan. He's going to make more men-at-arms.
Yeah, I was about to say, Villese definitely has to get men-at-arms in the queue as soon as possible. Now, the question why he's not deleting the tower is beyond me. Like, that's something we can add again to the a little bit more crucial mistakes. He's even repairing that one. That's confidence.
He also has his ranged units there. He could hop out and attack the Villes the whole time, but...
Yeah.
And now also the man-at-arms, he's going to need these. So he has to fall back. Second barracks for Villese back at home. Luckily, he's got man-at-arms already. And the infantry upgrades are cheaper for his civ. But I'm still curious on the water aspect. You know, like, Villese found a bit of reward there. He sniped 2 fishing ships, but that is still extremely critical while also paying attention to the land.
This is going to be interesting now how it's going to shape out, because I feel like both players are somewhat in a very similar position.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just feels like Villese is getting the more crucial upgrades. He's even going for the medium warship upgrade as well, so that makes his navy a little bit strong as well. And water, even though it has not the relevance which it does at the beginning, it's still super, super relevant. And the Giant Swordmen, they are hovering around, trying to find some damage, but the longswords, do they still have the plus 6 bonus damage against them? I think they do, right? So they're just shredding them.
Oh, but the tower there helps. The conversion for DauT. And Jordan gets to experience what it's like to curse a player while casting.
Yep. Yep.
And
I've been there. I don't like it.
But I think this is going to be an interesting game. I think the way it should go is DauT has the potential on land and starts to lose on water. And then Villese will have a very critical moment here where he needs to defend. But I think the monks in infantry v infantry is so nice. And then you also have Wu regeneration, which just happens inherently because of your Civ bonus. And suddenly DauT's, or Villese rather, will need more units.
Absolutely. The monks is such a big play here. Also, the relics usually spawn rather close to the center as well. So having monks on the field is never going to hurt in that situation. The Mangonel kind of killed more of the HP from Villese's army rather than DauT's. But yeah, it feels like Villese is getting slowly but surely.
Yeah.
A very respectable army, which could cause a lot of headache for DauT here. And DauT is running into the Mangonel shed as well. On water, we kind of see a stalemate. We only have 4 fishing boats for DauT though, so that's kind of a big thing.
Yeah, no counterplay from DauT whatsoever. He can't move any direction. There's ships from Villese still searching for his fish. And DauT will go for a counterattack, but again, his wood line, that hill is so critical. Will the counterattack do anything? Villese, he sees it. He'll go for the conversion, which he'd love, and he gets. His Mangonel's exposed, though, and it's not cheap. And he wants it to get value, which it doesn't get. And he loses another Mangonel as well, maybe.
He will lose that one. Yeah. And now and all of a sudden the monks can, can make the swing happen in that battle. Depends on the micro of DauT.
A third Mangonel about to go down as well for Villese, the one he pushed forward with. That was not good.
It's painful.
Yeah.
It's painful, yeah. And will DauT get the conversion here? It kind of looks, yeah, he gets a conversion as well. Like, this were some good moments here for DauT, I have to admit.
Well, I mean, Villese is trying to play everything. He's trying to play water. He's trying to play lands. And DauT is committing super hard to land. But it does look like the swordsmen are still good enough where he could just wait a moment. The swordsmen are still way better than the Jean swordsmen.
Exactly. And having the monk here is so crucial for Villese. Now the Scorpion is joining the fray as well. And it feels like more and more that DauT is losing on land, on water. It just feels like Villese is one step ahead here. And United, do you think we will run into the scenario where Villese gets a 3-0 lead over DauT?
I feel as he's done a much better job at capitalizing on his lead this game than the previous one, right? Like, I was concerned in the previous game because he didn't build the defensive towers or anything. But here he's snowballed the water advantage. He's been patient on land. He's transitioning into farms. Like, we might even see a second TC from him. So for DauT, it's going to come back to some of the key things that he relies on, and it's extremes. And it's going to be Cav Archers now, which has a chance, I guess. But Dravidians, they have cheap siege. They also have good skirmishers. Like, realistically, I think if Villese just plays patience, it should be difficult. Actually, you know, Jordan, as I'm speaking, I see DauT's on 3 TCs.
I just realized as well.
so actually, we maybe have a bigger game on our hands than we thought.
I think so, because DauT's economy looks pretty healthy, honestly.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And now with the Cav Archers, with the mobility,
yep,
and the fact that Villese is on 1 TC only, there is potential for something to happen. Yeah, Villese has the siege workshop and will build Scorpions, which are good against the CA. But there's a hole, and that is a very, very nasty one.
Oh, Mangonel hops out. That Mangonel needs a hit. DauT runs away. He runs back in, actually. DauT doesn't have Bodkin, so it's a pretty big difference in damage. But he knows he needs counter damage. He knows he's behind because he doesn't have the fish. But my God, DauT, get Bodkinero here. There's so many villagers still standing. But there's Micro on the other side. There's Monks and there's Siege. And Villese gets a conversion. And DauT will get one right in return. And now the Cav Archers are underneath Villese's TC. And welcome to Stranded, guys. Like, this map is just so chaotic.
Who was talking about Stranded being one-sided? Like, what's going on? This is turning out to be a very interesting game here.
Well, it's rare. I feel like Stranded is not normally very close at this stage. Typically, the game ends, and the one player's advantage has worked. But we've seen the land bonuses and the water bonuses work. It's 77 population for both. Still could go either way.
Is
My
it
goodness.
smart by Villese to transition into skirms here, I wonder. I understand why he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Like the longswords, yeah, it's fine. I was just thinking, if you lose the longswords, then all of a sudden the Geon Swordman is going to kill the skirms here. But now with the man-at-arm, or the longswords rather, and the skirms, you have a very good composition, which should kill Boo. And T90, DauT will go for 5 TC.
5 town center.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's obviously extreme, but it is a messy game. And neither player has been able to necessarily get the better of the other. And it's likely to go on for a long time. So 5 town centers is crazy. But as long as he gets Bodcanero on his CA, which he didn't have, and can keep the villagers pumping, maybe that's DauT's way to win this one. There's a lot of micro here. This is a very difficult game to follow. I think all game plans are out the window. It's all just your instinct right now.
Yeah, and DauT is excelling in those kind of scenarios as well, right? Except him running into the TC with the CA. And the good thing for DauT is the fact that Villese did not scout the TC on the top side, right?
Yeah, true.
Otherwise, this could have been such a crucial point of attack for Villese.
If he looks there, though, he'll see the elephant. And if he sees the elephant body, he should know that the town center's there.
Yeah.
But taking down the archery range is hugely valuable, too. Villese will drop his 3rd TC now. And DauT is... The multitasking just seems to be a little bit better for Villese here. And the positioning as well. Like, having all the middle hill makes all the fights much easier for you. Villese's cooking right now.
I love the fact that DauT has added the high one cavalry, because that's something I don't think Villese is expecting right now.
Yeah.
His siege on the left-hand side, which is sieging the TC right now, is very exposed. So one, I will call it the Haiguang cavalry, is going to deal a lot of damage there, right? So Villese has to be fortunate for DauT to miss that opportunity.
The benefit, I will say, on the other side, is that when you take down someone's archery ranges, you know they're going to switch, right? Like, the second the ranges are down, DauT's going to start making other units. And yeah, here comes DauT with the Haiguang. Surprise for Villese. Villese's not paying attention to his siege on both sides. So he could lose his monks and lose his mangonels in both areas. Scorpion's down. Mangonels will go down. The other mangonel's still standing. My goodness. So much army right now.
This was so good for DauT right now. He's able to clean absolutely everything with units which are very mobile, right?
Yeah.
Like having the siege attacking your buildings, especially the TC, is a very bad thing to have. But being able to defend them, killing all of them without, having any losses yourself is just a very good thing. And DauT, for a second here, got the top score lead. So
yeah,
you can definitely tell his economy is much better than Villese's. And the longer the game goes, DauT is going to be in a better position.
Oh, man. Now, if this map had stone easily accessible, we could be thinking about castles. But remember, the stones are 1-tile gaps around the outside, so it's pretty hard to get to. Villese knows now what DauT is going for. But there is an issue sometimes with the Dravidians. When you reach this state of the game, you haven't won the game with infantry and skirmisher, and you're no longer as mobile. So
yeah,
I think DauT is doing well here. Even the 3 cav archers on the left side is an example of what mobility can do. But still does have a lot of town centers. If Villese just makes more siege and sinks damage into these town centers, that will very quickly start to lose villagers, which you cannot afford.
Yeah, exactly. DauT's eco on the gold is a little bit off, but of course there's a lot of things going on, so hard to have everything perfect. And there are nerves playing into this as well. Let's not forget playing for Platinum League for next season. And both of them eagerly want to go into that, right? So mistakes are going to happen because of the nerves, so to say. And I don't know, like Score says Villese is equal to DauT, but it feels to me like the economy is just a little bit better here for DauT, and he has mobility as well. The only thing going on for Villese right now is the fact that he should be able to kill the TC here without a problem.
Yep. It feels like Villese wants Imp. So this will be classic Imp against all-in Castle Age. DauT is a lot of stables. He didn't have any armor upgrades on his cab before. DauT is waiting. He wants to engage on this hill, but he needs to find the right moments. It's tough for him, though, because Villese just toggle his Fog of War on here, Jordan. He sees everything, and his unit control's been really nice. So he usually has had the monks ready, but the monks aren't ready. DauT tries to take the siege, and I think DauT can do that.
DauT should be able to clean this army here. The longswords are going to be, you know, not posing a real threat here against the CA here, without any support from the siege. And Villese, yeah, he's up to Imperial Age, but I feel like he should lose the middle here.
Yeah, yeah.
And once he loses the middle, and all of a sudden, everything is going downhill for him.
Yeah, literally, or uphill, I guess, because he won't have the middle anymore. Honestly, I think with seeing DauT play his best, I think this is where DauT starts to bring the villagers in other scenarios to drop a castle. He just cleared up the army. He doesn't have the stone, but DauT does have the market, so this would be the time. You lock down that hill, and suddenly Villese, he has to move to the back for the woodlines and has a lot of exposed golds.
Yeah, it's just a scenario he doesn't want to be in right now. He's 1 minute and 30 seconds away from reaching Imperial Age. He switches to pikemen, and I guess skirms is something he wants to have as well. Not surprised. I'm kind of surprised he's not adding any crossbow play here. I think that's something which could be pretty nice, but it's not really thinking about that.
I'm surprised DauT didn't follow this up with siege, Jordan. Like, you take the position, siege immediately to pressure the position would be such a nice play. He hasn't gone for that. And he also did go for the castle.
I guess he's planning to have the forward castle, but having a siege workshop here is definitely something which is always going to be beneficial. And he's now losing a couple of CA here. Villese has ballistics. And then all of a sudden, now with the Imperial Age in for Villese as well, will DauT still commit onto the castle? I'm not sure if that is going to be a smart move.
I mean, it's just classic DauT. Another game, another questionable castle. He will commit to it. He probably knows he needs Imp. You can tell the nerves are high. DauT's got so much army in queue, so many vills. He does have good economy. If that castle goes up, it gives him time. But there's something else to think about here, and that would be Villese's castle, but also Villese's access to gold. Villese able to sneak to the stone and the gold to the north here, Jordan. That could have been denied if DauT was active with his army, but DauT was not. And oh no, the castle for DauT. Don't tell me.
This is a DauT castle.
Nah, it goes up. It goes up.
It goes up?
I think it goes up.
Yeah, it goes up.
But my God.
Never mind.
My God. He had so much time for that.
Seriously, you have 140 villagers. Why would you take the risk of having such a castle with 6 villagers?
Yeah.
It's something which, you know, well, like every other player would send 25 in there.
Yeah. Well, and also, he did have the army for a very long time, so I feel like the timing was potentially there. Villese, he did lose his relics on the hill. He does still have to be concerned about Jean Swordsman again, because Jean Swordsman can be a strong option for DauT with imp upgrades. Villese still doesn't have his own castle. He's massing up the skirms. He's massing up the pikes. This feels very similar to game number 1 for me, even though it's a very different map. DauT has the Vill lead, but Villese is trying to build up like the tech snowball and is showing some very nice patience under pressure at the moment.
DauT switching to skirms. I'm kind of surprised by that. I was thinking he was just going to go for the John Swordman, right? I think that's totally enough. You have the position on the map. You have a very, very healthy economy. You have half the population. And down there, United, will we finally see a DauT castle now in this game?
I think...
Nah.
No, he has enough villagers.
Yeah.
Okay. But Villese's castle will go up, and Villese can make trebs right away to start to pressure that. But DauT still has the hill. And DauT still has... I know that the left side of his eco is being attacked, but DauT still has a very healthy economy, and he should be able to move around the whole map. So, it's just not comfortable. And you and I have both played with Dravidians before. You feel like you're stuck on weird units. Like, you want to be able to raid, and you can't because your civilization is so slow. So it's not easy.
Not easy. It's very rough right now. Villese reacts to the raid from DauT on the northern side, so that's good for him. But DauT now immediately gets access to traction trebuchets. And those traction trebuchets are such a strong unit. They're mobile, they're good at, you know, getting the buildings down as well. And especially with the forward castle here. If that was not there and Villese had that position, I would say, okay, this is an equal game.
Yeah.
But with the way it is right now and DauT having such a good economy, I just don't see a way how Villese can get himself back into this game here tonight.
Yeah, I think traction trebs are OP. I think they're OP.
Yes.
They're insane. Like, the fact that you can get a 14 range mobile trebuchet just by reaching in, and the other player has to go for chemistry to research bombard cannons is just such a big difference maker in a game. But that is if DauT can control them properly. And maybe he is losing some focus here because Cav Archers are getting tossed away into the back. I just want to see DauT go like Cav or Jean Swordsman and raid these open areas. There's not castles everywhere like the other map. So he needs to just use the fact that Villese only has town centers and use cheap units to raid. Don't raid with Cav Archers. That's gold. Just raid with some light Cav or something. It could be super strong here.
Absolutely. I think he's raiding with the CA because he's not really thinking about them long term anymore. But in general, you don't really want to use the gold units for raiding. You'd rather have them for the fights and have like light caps, as you say, for the raids. That's also something he's thinking about, I guess. Light caps are on the way. Chain barding armor is on the way as well. And slowly but surely, it feels like DauT with the traction trebuchets is able to hold on the southern part while he is maintaining pressure on the middle.
Sitting Tiger is also a huge tech here that adds the extra projectiles to the traction trebs, which we also feel is very strong. DauT has enough skirms to hold. DauT might lose a little bit of grounds to the bombard cannons, might lose some vills, but I think the approach for DauT has been, I can afford to lose some villagers because I just have my town centers. I have the buildings to reproduce. The middle's still so valuable for DauT, and he's starting to take down Villese's TCs. I feel like DauT should win this game, Jordan, but we've been here before, so there's some concern. So
yes, if it was a different scenario, you would say red player is definitely winning, but
he's losing so many vills. Oh,
yeah, it's crazy. Great. Like, look at the population.
Yeah.
What is happening?
And
150 to 170.
And DauT's traction trebs as well have overextended. Looks like they both noticed, but I think DauT didn't notice the north. And Villese mixing in the two-handed swordsman. If he can get to champion, like, champion is very good against skirms, very good against the light cav that DauT is making. And DauT has made the hero. He's made Sun Jian. Jordan, tell me what this hero does.
1 second.
You're a pro player, so we depend on your knowledge here.
Yeah. It increases the movement speed of nearby units. T9, I'm surprised you didn't know that.
No, I did. I just wanted to know if you knew it.
Okay.
I mean, it's also an insanely strong unit, but you do pay 1,000 resources for it. So if DauT loses this game, that hero might not be enough. It does feel like, though, the population's even, and still just checking TC's count, that DauT still has more town centers. So he can always reproduce, and he still has better technologies that he can get to. So I still think DauT should win, but it's such a crazy series.
I was not really too focused right now because I was like, okay, this game is over. Villese lost this game because DauT is just having every advantage you could imagine. And then all of a sudden, Villese had 170 pop against the 150 of DauT. I was like, what's happening here?
Well,
and it looks like Villese, he's kind of avoiding the middle, which is the right thing.
Yeah.
And he's now doing the same thing DauT did in the first game. He's focusing on the sides. And with the champions in now as well, it feels like Villese in theory has the tools. And his economy is set up for champions as well. So I see a world where Villese wins.
The multitasking is just ridiculous, right? I think there's been a clear difference between the two. And I also think that DauT probably thought he was winning the game so he could add the hero. It's either that or it's a misclick. But that's 500 gold and 500 food. And now DauT doesn't have 500 gold. He has no gold income. So,
No gold income,
I mean, Villese is still rebuilding town centers. Villese, I guess he doesn't have the relics, but he does have 1,000 gold. And champions are very good in no gold games. And he goes in with Halbs and champions. He'll snipe the traction trebs that don't have enough defense there for DauT, which means he can hold the position. And DauT is still losing areas of his base.
And DauT only with 1 traction trap remaining. This is looking like Villese is on the verge to make the comeback, I would say. But DauT still with a very healthy population.
Yeah.
Has resaturated his gold income, so that's good as well for him. But what is his long-term plan with the units, I wonder? If he allows Villese a little bit more time, Villese should be able to get a good army.
Jordan, I hope you didn't have anything scheduled for the rest of your day.
Only sleeping.
I was going to say, it's going to be past your bedtime in 20 minutes, probably. This has been crazy, man. This has been insane. Yes, what a series.
Yes. This is so crucial here. If Villese manages to win this game, I will get to bed earlier. But if DauT wins this game, I think we're spot on with the 4-3 prediction here.
Yeah, DauT's getting some great counter raids in the north. He's finally been able to stop Villese from taking that. He's taking that gold. He still can't deal with Villese when Villese has Halb and cannons. Game number 1 flashbacks. He's losing a lot of ground, but he's also gained a lot of ground, so there's some positives. But, you know, Villese has done such a fantastic job stabilizing before. I think he could stabilize again, and if he can get some military to DauT's gold right now, like that, those champions and those Halbs, they go to DauT's gold, and that's 30 villagers right there that get killed easily. There's no castle there. So he needs to realize that, but he also needs to save his own vills in his base, and he's not doing so because DauT is everywhere too. Is DauT doing this? Oh my god.
This is such a chaotic game as well. It's like multitasking is the most important thing here as a skill to have in these kind of games. DauT manages to pick off the 2 bomber cannons.
Yeah.
That's such a huge thing.
Yeah, he does, but now he's got all his vills exposed against champions and Halbs. That's just why I'm laughing.
Oh, that's so painful. And Villese down to 120 pop. But man, that is a migration right there.
Yeah, yeah.
DauT.
And DauT's castle is on the front of his base. Like, he needs it defensively. I actually think buying stone for a town center or just putting all your vills around your castle now is key if you're DauT. Yeah, and Villese as well. Like, he's kind of running out of res, but get some farms around your castle because it's so hard to fight underneath those castles.
He only has 57 villagers right now. He's reproducing them, yeah. I feel like Villese, he could have won the game if he had been more spot on with his production queuing.
Yeah.
Like, he had often a lot of resources, but he was not queuing his buildings, which is a crucial thing, right?
He also lost a lot of TCs. I mean, right when it looks like DauT's pop is looking good again, Jordan, he's losing so many vills, and now DauT has lost like 20, 30 vills. And there's 20 or 30 more villagers just sitting there waiting to die.
It's a massacre. Oh, God.
But he does have the fire archers. He does have traction trebs on the castle. I mean, it's 130 pop versus 100 pop at the moment.
Who's winning this, T90?
The viewers are winning. I have no other answer, really. I mean, this is insane.
Villese wants to repair the castle, but he doesn't have
stone. No stone. Yeah, no stone, no resources. Oh, but DauT is losing. DauT is at 60 vills now. He's dying to the champions.
What? He's losing everything.
We're gonna be in a stalemate scenario. Listen, people, get a monk and heal up everything you've got right now, and just camp because you cannot produce anymore. This is insane.
This is an insane game. That's crazy. Both are at 100 population.
Both of 0 on gold. Villese's bombard cannons and villagers are on the shoreline right now, hoping for the best. Did DauT completely forget about his eco though? Like I feel like he could have sent something home. Oh my god.
It feels like that.
Yeah.
I still think DauT in theory should have the better position.
Agreed.
Agreed. Yeah. But I don't know, Villese gets more time and he's getting himself a good eco up again. He has
make
2 TCs producing.
Yeah. Yeah. And he also added some fish. I see a transport ship. He's gonna transport to save the bombard cannon. Oh my god.
Oh, love it.
Oh my god, dude. What a save.
If you as a player are forced to those kind of movements in a game, you know desperate times are going on right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will say
Villese has the population lead. What's going on?
But DauT, he still has a castle that can never go down, which protects wood lines. And he can range a lot. Like that town center's right there. Easy kill. Also, I think ranged units are the key in these scenarios where you run out of res, because you can fall back and play defensive. I still am inclined to think it's DauT's game. The relics as well. Like 4 relics when you have such a low economy is so nice.
Yeah. Also, the TC for DauT is going up just in time here. DauT reacting before Villese even starts attack here.
The bombard cannon. The bombard cannon's attacking the town center, Jordan. It hopped out of the transport.
One he saved? Oh, the one he saved from the oh, that's hilarious. And DauT desperately repairs the TC because he knows he needs that economy right there.
Yeah. I mean, that TC is going to go down to the champions as well, so DauT will lose that. But now Villese is losing his town centers. DauT has gold, though. And DauT has wood.
He's saving.
And DauT has another TC.
Is he saving the bombard cannon?
Go.
Is he saving the bombard cannon?
Go!
Go! Fly!
No! Stupid transport wasn't close enough.
Oh, God, you had one job.
Oh, my God. I mean...
Though, for Villese, he doesn't have skirms. He needs skirms in order to deal with the pressure here.
He can't get near that castle, man. And DauT, honestly, Fire Archer is a very nice unit here. Yeah. Maybe the first time I've ever said those words about this unit, but it's really nice because you want a wood gold unit because your food eco is crap. And one castle doesn't feel like it's too bad to produce from because, well, the rest of your eco's in shambles. So
doesn't exist.
Look at Villese run. Look at him run. Look at him fight, man. Get the transport over here. Yeah.
Oh, God.
You're right, though. You need skirmishers, right? Champions is not going to be enough to break the castle.
Yeah, but the thing is, Villese doesn't have access to wood. He only has 4 on wood.
Yeah.
And it feels like the only thing he can produce right now is champions. And champions are not going to do anything here. And DauT, he's going to be in a better position because he has 2 TCs close to his castle. And the castle is... Getting that castle up won him the game, literally.
Yeah, eventually. That's how important the castles are here, because you could lose literally everything else and still win, apparently. DauT will lose his relics. But I think DauT knows, like, DauT can see those villagers there. He has a lot of vision. I think DauT, because of the score and because of how bad his situation still kind of is with his pop, he just wants to play patient and safe. Villese... You would just need you need wood for skirms, which I guess he does find now, but his ranges then as well are over on the left side, and he's starting to lose them, which is also really bad.
We have 80 pop against 80 pop after 1 hour and 10 minutes into the game. This is the best map ever created. What the hell?
Dude, Stranded produces some wild scenarios. It completely breaks the rules because the hill and the wood in the middle is so valuable, and it's so tough to build lots of castles and defensive towers when you have a lead. Oh, man.
If DauT would spot the economy, I'll call it economy, on the northern side by Villese, that would instantly win him the game. But I think he has not seen it yet, has he?
He just did. He sent a couple units over there. I really think even if he knew it was there, DauT's being patient. He's just adding town centers. He's reclaiming his relics. He really feels like he cannot lose. with the relics, and as long as he has a bit better economy. So
Yeah. And population-wise, it has the trend that it's looking better and better for him. Also score-wise, he's getting
Score-wise.
closer and closer to Villese as well.
yeah.
And Villese kind of desperately needs a TC there on the top just to secure that economy there, which is like the half of his economy.
At what point does Villese start making trade cogs to trade with DauT's dock?
Oh, I love that idea. That's something I would never come up with. It's just something which is not in my brain apparently. But that's a good move because you would never expect that, right?
Yeah. It's a little too far gone for that, but I actually think that it's a scenario where you should be trying it, because if DauT doesn't notice,
Yeah.
and DauT hasn't noticed a lot, maybe you have some consistent gold income there.
Exactly. I also had one moment in Rebel when we played for the ladder qualifier. I misclicked the hotkey. Instead of a mangonel, I built a trade card, and I was able to get all the resources back, even had a surplus, because my opponent didn't catch me trading with the market. And it was a high level player, right?
Yeah.
It can catch you off guard.
Yeah, high-level players are not expecting that move, and that is maybe why it can be good, but I think DauT's patience is paying off here, Jordan, and he will finally get his first win. Just backing away with the range units is working. Starting to see a little bit more military activity towards the wood lines for Villese. And now Villese has finally got more ranges up. Now he's starting to mass skirms, but I feel like by then DauT's economy should be... he just lost more vills.
Look at
But
the resources from Villese. He can produce skirms.
true. Hey, fishing lines, baby. He's getting the fishing lines upgrade. And he's got fish traps. And fish traps are really good here, right? They'll last you a long time in these games.
Fishing lines is the first, right? Or yeah,
It's the first, yeah.
Right.
So then gill nets.
He's even
And he's
building
got
a
gold.
dock on the right side.
Oh, but he's taking down DauT's dock, so he can't trade. No. No, I need the trade.
What are they doing?
He calls the GG.
Crazy.
Oh my
GG.
God.
Wow.
What a game. One of the best games of the season. And I mean, thankfully for DauT that he won that one. I really felt like once he took the middle position there with that big army while Villese was on the way to Castle Age, that DauT just had so much map control. But Villese did such an amazing job expanding where he could. Even the last 20 minutes, Jordan, like with no middle map control, he was just truly everywhere with farms, with fish, with town centers. I mean, I'm just double checking his lumber camp positions. There's so many around the outside, which is the wrong place for them. But DauT holds on, and he gets the job done. And that's all that matters here, right?
I think the reason DauT was able to win this game was the fact that he hit a crucial timing in mid-Castle Age where he was overproducing or producing a lot of army, and was able, therefore, to gain map control in the middle, which is like the most crucial part on this map. And he was able to place that crucial castle, which turns out to be his lifesaver.
Yeah.
If that castle had not been there, and all of a sudden those champions are going to have a field day, killing a lot of villagers. And I think Villese would have won the game if that castle wouldn't have existed.
DauT
Or
lost.
hadn't existed.
Guys, it's just a 200 population cap game where you're making military all the time. DauT lost 224 villagers that game.
That's insane.
I mean,
That's such a big number. Wow.
I think, knowing DauT, what happened there was he thought the game was over. And he's like, okay, I got the middle position. It's game over. We win now. And then he just completely forgot what was happening in the north and didn't realize he was losing his TCs. Because that, to me, fell over. And then, we look back at DauT's eco and suddenly everything's dead. So, I don't know if DauT has ever been given a better map in a tournament before. This is the dream. You've got nice wood lines around. You've got the back golds. You've got the back stone. And then you also are up against Vietnamese who want to lame you. And both of your boars are neatly placed in the back. So he won't risk the steal.
Exactly. That's just a perfect scenario for DauT here. Villese caught a glimpse of that as well, right? He's not going to risk it at all. And his map looks a little bit more exposed, let's say.
Yeah,
Gold
absolutely.
Is not something you want to take. You have to take the gold in the back. It's just way too risky. And Romans is a very interesting pick because I don't know, like the meta on this map has not really been defined yet. Like we see some players, like especially Dragonstar, he's kind of the unique person here who is always committing heavily onto the middle. Then you have people who are completely ignoring the middle. So I don't know what is the best way to play it. I think safer is obviously to be at the back, not going for the middle. But then you're allowing your opponent potentially to take that. Valley, for me, is one of the most enjoyable maps in this season because it offers so much diversity, and I just am a big fan of land maps.
Well, let me ask you: would this be one of your favorite maps if you would have lost that game that went down to the final tree against Dogal?
No.
Okay.
It would be worse than Stranded.
Because
if you were to ask Dogal what's your least favorite map, he would say Valley.
For anyone who didn't watch, we had a game between Jordan and Dogal, round 1 in gold, that went down to the final tree. It was like 2.5 hours. It got so bad that people had to move to the middle to take the chickens and the hares they didn't eat. Yeah, I wanted to actually ask you about that since we're casting. Do you think War Elephants was the winning play? Or do you think that you could have won 100%. Regardless? You think
No.
Okay.
Like War Elephants was the move. If I don't go for them, I lose 100%. Because his hustlers are stronger than mine.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They attack 25% faster. And I was running out of steam. I don't really have anything going for me as persons against urchins.
Okay.
And I was so desperate. Where I said, okay, let's just be funny and go for elephants. And I never expected them to be so good. Like when I had them in the first fight, I was like, wow, that's insane. I should have gone for them earlier. And I have never had a moment in my Age of Vampires career where herbal medicine was as crucial as it was in that game.
Oh man, I forget the order. I think you got herbal medicine before the elephants. Is that true?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did, yeah.
But when you got it, were you thinking about elephants then, or did the elephant decision come later?
No, like I've been in these kind of scenarios a couple of times already in my career, and I know I don't like it, but I know that you have to really babysit every single unit kind of.
Yeah.
At one point, because resources are going to run dry. That's just the way it is. And that's why I was thinking about herbal medicine to be able to, get the healing faster.
Jordan, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
We've been having such pleasant conversation that we have missed that Villese has missed his boar. It's in the fog of war there. He thinks it's stolen, but it's there, and he just didn't see it.
Oh my god, that's a huge thing, actually. That's really a huge thing.
And his berries are on the front, too, and DauT's going to pressure with man-at-arms. Like, this is brutal. And I wonder if he'll realize, too, because he'll see DauT's scout has full HP, and then it should make you think, where on earth can my boar be? It could technically be in the back, but that is just really unfortunate that he never found that.
And also, DauT going forward with the villagers means he has a very easy time to go even more forward, placing a tower here. If Villese builds a tower onto the mill, game is over.
Oh,
right. But DauT doesn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he in theory should. And now the Villese is catching the boar now finally. So that's good for him.
I mean, all the tiny things for the map have worked out for DauT here. He's got the nice map generation at home, but then also that boar decided to walk into the fog there and only now walks back. I will say I'm impressed that Villese has been able to play as well as he has with this defense, because usually missing the boar on a map where you can't push in lots of deer is maybe game-ending against man-at-arms. So we'll see. But
absolutely,
DauT has the food in the middle, and DauT has 5% greater efficiency with the Roman eco here. So it's all DauT so far.
Scalability-wise, Romans absolutely insane, especially also moving into the castle age. They have a lot of potential here, especially on a very open map, which Villese has, unfortunately for Villese. Yeah, like the map spawn is definitely in a huge favor for DauT, but United, that's also one of the reasons why we love Age of Empires. It's not always the same.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might be unlucky, sometimes you're more lucky. That's just the way it is. In a best of 7 set, usually everything how do you say, averages it out,
Yep.
I would say, or levels it out.
Yep.
But so far, I would say Villese has done a very good job. What I also like by him is that he skipped the wood upgrade because he was so low on food, he had to make a decision. And right now, army strength is more important than having a little bit of more wood here.
Man, watching these two fight, Villese's micro is just... Okay, never mind. I spoke at the wrong time.
Funny. I thought as well the same, and then and all of a sudden he loses like 30 HP.
Well, you know, his micro has been great, and I think DauT must feel it as well. Like, as Jordan, your micro is typically pretty controlled, so you probably don't know what it's like. But as a caster, I go in here against some of the nerds these days, and I'm just like, I feel like DauT. I'm like, it's very clear his micro is better than mine, and then what I need to do is I need to increase the unit counts, which is precisely what DauT typically ends up doing, or he goes for the upgrades. But after what could have been a horrible start, losing the scout there kind of hurts. But I still think Villese is looking at his own economy right now, and he's probably like, you know what? I can work with this. My gold's protected. I've taken DauT off the middle resources. DauT still doesn't have fletching. I have lots of archers with the Vietnamese, so not bad.
Absolutely. And one of the big things here is that DauT has taken 4 villagers, 10 forward. In that time, they didn't work. And he just invested into a mill as well. That was not worth it.
Yep.
That was not worth it, that investment.
Yep.
And Villese, he was able to push that back. He's adding a stable now, walling his map as well, getting a little bit of security at least. And the only thing right now which he needs to do is get the upgrades right now. Get a horse color, get wood upgrade. Because we have reached a point where he's somewhat safe. And he needs to get that as soon as possible. He prioritizes right now to get the scouts onto the field as well, which could be a good thing for him, but he kind of needs to lure out DauT a little bit more onto the map, and DauT needs to fall for that. Villese must not show the scout, in my opinion.
You wait until how many if you're going scouts here?
Three.
Okay. Well, it's kind of tough because the mill does give a lot of vision there. DauT's man-at-arms also haven't been spotted for a while, and Villese is getting town watch because he knows that DauT might do something to surprise him. And okay, he waits until the first scout, shows DauT, and now DauT gets to back away.
That's the issue I have. Those scouts are not doing anything anymore in Feudal Age, except ensuring the map control. Right? That's what it is. Is it worth it investing into 3 scouts for that? I'm not sure. You could also have 2 scouts for that, you know?
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's just a minor thing. Villese does it the way he feels comfortable with. He was on point with the quick reaction on the TC, avoiding the men-at-arms to entering his base. So Villese is definitely on point right now, and I think he is on the driver's seat. Has the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, not bad. I like the tiny details to know that DauT tried to send his scout through to disrupt the TC fire and send the man-at-arms through. Villese noticed it, killed the scout, and killed one of the men-at-arms. The only thing for Villese now is unfortunately, back to your point, the scouts get very little value to actually kill DauT's army. And he hasn't had any villager harassment. So this is a beautiful reposition, actually. He'll have the hill, and he sees DauT's woodline there. So this puts DauT under a lot of pressure.
Yep. So that's good for him. I don't think DauT should take too much damage here. He set himself up very nicely, even going for the 3 villagers onto the market. I don't know why he's always rushing it like that. It's so hilarious. Villese, like, one of the biggest reasons to pick Vietnamese in general is the eco advantage you have. The economy upgrades are research faster, and they also don't cost wood. And right now Villese goes for wheelbarrow, doesn't have neither horse color or double bid axe, and at this point you can definitely ensure that this is a mistake.
Yeah.
He definitely wanted to have that at this point.
Do you think he tried to click it and he believes it's already in, or do you think he at the time knew he couldn't get it and is simply forgotten?
I think I even saw him clicking it, and then apparently he canceled it in order to get fletching earlier. So he missed it in his brain, I would say.
Okay.
So he will do it eventually in
Castle Age. Yep. It's the classic. You go to get Bowsaw, and then you're like, oh, shoot, I don't have double bit. Oh, no, there he goes. There he goes.
Yeah, you're wrong. Okay, but yeah, it's definitely something which cost him like 400 resources, I guess. It's a little bit of a mistake, but more important is that he has map control right now.
Yeah. I think, you know what you should be thinking right now if you're Villese? That back of your base is really nice. So yeah, the forward gold is really questionable, but in worst case scenario, you could just fall back to another gold. Maybe that's where your second town center goes. Sometimes I see players, they'll be overly aggressive against a defensive player because of a gold like that. And yes, of course, you don't want to lose that, but I think just keeping in mind that you always have something to fall back to is always nice. Nice snipe there from DauT. And DauT hit the perfect amount of archers with the skirmishers there, just to prevent the scouts from ever engaging.
Yeah, it's a very smart thing to do. Sometimes people, myself included, add a spear in that scenario, which is a complete waste. Having the archers here in the back behind the skirms is perfect. And what I think Villese needs to do here is go for a siege workshop onto that hill close to the barrack. But it's going to be hard to pull off because DauT has a formidable army as well, and it's not like Villese has a huge timing attack available to him. Like DauT manages his cast stage timing as well, and yeah, it should be rather equal. We need to see knights as well from Villese in order for him to get the map control.
I love what DauT has realized here. He clearly knows his opponent will invest a lot into military, and so he's going to fall back instead of push. And he's got a great civ for his skill set. I feel like Roman, that 5% of greater efficiency helps DauT. He can struggle with the efficiency sometimes, but also Roman late game actually drops off. But no disrespect intended, I think DauT's also shown that maybe he struggles a little bit with playing the perfect like bombard cannon late game style. So DauT will go for the eco for now. Eventually he will need more army, but those skirmishers are the perfect choice, and it's back to game number 1 scenario. DauT now has to defend from siege.
Yeah, is it a perfect scenario? That's the question. Let's see if he has learned from game 1. I don't think so, but you know, maybe he surprises us.
What DauT should do if he knows he's up against the Mangonel is add his own siege. What DauT will do is he will go for ballistics or a third TC, most likely.
Yes. And ballistics it is, right?
Yeah.
If he's capable of killing all those crossbows, it's worth it.
Yeah,
but is he going to do so? Yeah, it looks like that.
He will.
He's
he
getting
will.
closer.
That's really nice find for DauT. I like it from DauT. He ran after the army, and he kind of prevented the army from escaping back towards Villese's base. Honestly, at the same time, though, Jordan, I think Villese should have never been out there in the first place. You see that many skirmishers. You know your opponent's going to lean towards upgrades, and it wasn't that big of a mass to begin with. Back up, wait for your mangonels, and it becomes a much easier time.
100%. It's a big mistake to be out there. Like, you have a huge risk to lose your army, and you, in an ideal scenario, don't really have anything going for you anyway. Like, no reward, right? So, these are just bad moves in that regard. Imagine him having now 30 crossbows behind his mangonel push, and all of a sudden, the stable wouldn't work. He needs a siege workshop instead. And now with the stable, DauT is totally fine. His economy is cruising. He will be able to mass a lot of archers, skirms, and knights, even adding a siege workshop himself as well. So maybe he has learned from the first game. And yeah, Villese is trying to get onto stone to get more TCs up, but he's definitely behind in terms of economy. Yeah,
second town center should come up for Villese. Any counterattacks from DauT, Villese will have a nightmarish job right now. It's just clearly a worse base for him from the jump. And DauT also has, again, one of the best bases you could get. DauT needs some patience here, but losing the archer range is not too terrible when you already have as many skirms as you'll probably need for now. And Villese just caught a glimpse of the stable there, Jordan. So he knows that DauT will go for knights or something.
Are these skirms going to be able to deny the TC here? There must be a lot of things going DauT's way, which sometimes is not the case for him, in order for him to deny that. No, never mind. He's focusing his... he's shifting his focus onto the main gold. Villese with an instant reaction. That's very well done by him. Ballistics is in for DauT, so he's going to be able to get maybe even 2 villager kills. Yeah, he does. And those skirms are going to be killed though with the knights or by the knights.
Is it worth it to lose that? To lose those skirmishers? I guess it depends on the rest of the game. Depends on if you can get the kills here.
Yeah, like I think it's not. Yeah, you're idling the economy a little bit. That's good, but keep in mind, archer range is down for DauT, so he's not able to reproduce except he gets another archer range. And those skirms are rather important. Yes, you killed the crossbows, which are which you needed the skirms for, but with Vietnamese you usually add more crossbows anyway, so
yeah.
a little bit of a bad move, I think, from DauT. I like the TC which Villese has done here in the middle. He will have a lot of food for him.
Yeah, and I don't think that's your initial plan, but he really needs the food right now because the eco has gone a little sideways, as we say. DauT is hard committed to knights now. I mean, he showed knights to his opponent, and his opponent has some monks here. And so for DauT, he's never really one that's comfortable taking the straight-up fights. He goes for the counterattacks. But now I'm just wondering what the micro difference will be like as, again, Villese, dude. Villese will kill another Mangonel. Crazy. Crazy.
I love those moments where you just anticipate your opponent to have some sort of micro, and then you target ground, and all of a sudden you realize guy didn't even watch. And then you miss. Perfect.
The anti-micro is good sometimes, man.
Yeah, I know. How does DauT always say it? The best way how I win my fights or how I perform in fights is when I don't micro.
Well, I mean, he's microed a lot today then.
Yes.
And
that's his downside.
Yeah. I mean, he's super hard committed to the stables. It feels like these two monks are so valuable.
Yeah.
And I doubt this is still very good though. Like with the skirmishers, probably not because you can't get home. But he goes for the counter raid, and Villese, he knew the knights were going to the North Jordan, and I think he just simply forgot and he wasn't prepared for the counter. Nice find from DauT.
Yeah. Also, what's even more important, I think, is the CA switch, which DauT is seeing now.
Yeah.
What DauT should do right now is eject the knights. Oh, no, never mind. He doesn't have any upgrades on them yet. So, I don't know. It feels like DauT has the potential, but he needs a little bit more time. And Villese needs to be really cautious here.
Oh, and the micro.
To kill the Mangonel. Nice.
The micro again from Villese is so good. He goes in, he snipes the Mangonel, he backs away towards his monks. Yeah, Villese has +2 armor on his knights. And DauT he had a good map to start, but eventually he's going to need to move out. Still 4 TCs though. This reminds me so much of the previous game. Like DauT goes for the big eco. He's struggling with the fights, but he definitely can soon field the numbers to take a really good engagement.
Yeah, to me it feels like DauT does a better job in terms of transitioning into economy faster, but it feels to me like Villese is a little bit faster with the gameplay. So
yeah,
let's see. Now the monks are focusing as well. If he gets one conversion, I think he can be happy.
Yeah, looks like I think it was 1. I can't tell.
I think so. Yeah, I think 1.
Ballistics is in now, so the crossbows get some nice value, and cav archers are following up. So even if the knights are weak, I think with more monks and cav archers, this is okay for Villese. What's not okay is that DauT has the map control, and what's not okay is the control there. And yeah, DauT will actually be happy. This should be where he builds a castle now. Now, DauT, don't wait. Build a castle on the front of your base now. You won the fight. Now, not later. He's not doing it. Never mind.
And that's a big issue. And now we have CA almost fully upgraded with the bloodlines coming in. And that's going to be a big issue because Romans, yes, with the Scorpions, they have a good moment because they are cheaper for the Romans, sure. But still, with Scorpions, you don't have mobility. So you need castles in order to prevent raids from happening, and then you can make something happen. But it turns out, or that's how it looks like at least, that this could be a bit of a longer game.
Yeah.
And the longer the game goes, that's always going to favorize Vietnamese.
I'm sorry, Jordan.
Favor
favor Vietnamese. I'm just laughing because DauT is building the castle with 3 villagers right now. But That does mean that if it gets denied, he doesn't lose a lot, and it is actually still going to go up. So, well played.
I like the way of thinking. Here. Yeah. Maybe that's why he is, using a little bit less or fewer villagers, just because of that.
Yeah.
Experience in the history has shown him that DauT castles can be very costly, but if you only have one villager, then it's fine.
I feel like DauT has just done a better job structuring his economy. You look back, everything's nice and neat together. He now has a castle right on the front of his base. And then you look at Villese, and it's been very clear that this has been very, very random. And a lot of that's just because of DauT's attack and the way the game played out. Some of it's because of the map, too. But Villese is aiming to change that now, Jordan. He's going for stone walls. And DauT is dropping a castle there, which is technically on the hill, but
Is it?
I'm
not sure.
I was a little surprised by that. I would have liked to see DauT place a more defensive castle to the north of his base, which protects the stone and the gold, but maybe he wants to take down the town center.
Yeah. I don't fully agree with the castle as well. I don't think you need it. You have other tools to push the TC. And for me, the TC, I was first in favor of it. Now I'm questioning it a little bit.
Yeah.
It feels like more like a liability right now. DauT tries to get a bit of explored map here with the outpost, but Villese stops it. He's also a little bit faster to Imperial, which is a good thing. And if he is capable of adding bombard cannons soon as well, he's going to have a very good time against the Roman army here.
I would queue a Mangano on that siege workshop. It's probably not worth it, but I would just hope to hit a big shot and then fight with my CA.
You play against DauT, you do it.
All right, well, Villese's up. Villese will have his own castle on the other side of the valley. Villese has Bracer on the way. DauT's upgrades will take a lot longer here. And remember, like, Scorpions are very slow. It's not your typical unit for a map like this. But DauT does have good vision on the map. He can take all the extra stones and golds. I love the outpost towards the north. But I also love that Villese has relics, Jordan. And you have played a game yourself that went on forever here. And having 4 relics could make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Villese's resources also indicate that he will go for the heavy cav archer upgrade very soon as well. And I don't know, like Vietnamese with the heavy cav archers, they are pretty damn tanky. The castle, which we criticized a little bit now, is going to be under assault very soon as well by those traps. And the siege workshops are coming up as well. We will see bombard cannons hitting the fray pretty soon. And I would love to see a forward castle here on the hill in front of the stable by Villese. That would really help him on the defensive part and just buy himself a little bit more time.
If you had to say that the most important thing after like villagers and town centers in late game AoE 2, what would you say? Really long games. Castles. Yeah,
absolutely.
I was thinking cav archers or castles. And right now, you have DauT losing a castle. And you have Villese with cav archers on the other side. And DauT really trying to force the issue up the hill now. Because he's committed to this position.
It's so hard right now for DauT. He's kind of desperate, let's say it like that. You don't want to fight there. But he feels like he needs to fight there because he's Romans against Vietnamese.
Yep.
And I don't think it's ever going to be efficient for DauT to take that fight here. Like, the Scorpions are not really doing too much as well because he doesn't really have the mass. Bombard cannon is out now as well. 3 traps are constantly hitting from the hill. And DauT realizes he overextended and has to pack up. But Villese has already, cruised through here. And now on the top side, there is a big moment as well.
Ooh.
Both players going for castle. And this is going to be a very crucial moment over there.
Yeah, also another castle from DauT, which is going up with 6 villagers or 7 villagers this time. We'll see if that completes. But yeah, I think Villese will secure his castle. DauT will see it though, because he has the outpost. My worry right now for DauT is these fights are just so costly. I know his Scorpions are cheap, but they're just immediately dying. And Cavalier are not discounted with this hip. I mean, the fights have just been horrible for him.
they have been horrible. And with the Scorpions, in order for them to really make something happen, you need to have at least 20 to really, you know, have a position where your opponent cannot engage into anymore. And resources-wise, Villese looks pretty nice. Does he have siege engineers yet? It doesn't look like that. No, he has not.
Scorpions.
Wood is a little bit of a struggle.
For the first time, we're seeing the Scorpions pay off there. But Villese was a little distracted. And DauT is now going for raids where Villese is wide open. Villese never walled that. And finally, this is what DauT needs to do. He needs to take fights somewhere other than where the CA are. And Villese, knowing that, is building a castle. But, oh man, this is about to get crazy.
This is going to be very crazy indeed. I wonder how well Villese is going to be able to defend the raids here. And Villese just barely, by one tile, misses the castle from DauT on the top position. He's very active with his defense on the raids though, so that's pretty good for him. Villese doesn't have a siege workshop on the top though, so I think his castle is doomed eventually. But the good thing, and the more important thing I think, is the fact that he's able to push on the side here in the south. And it looks like he's really able to cement his position there.
Something that I think even affects the very top players is they need to recognize how much ground they're going to lose and build their reinforcements further back. For DauT right now, you have to expect everything beneath that castle you just lost will also go down. Build your other buildings further back. Like that castle from DauT's a perfect example. It's really far back. And so he's able to just wait a little bit. But oh man, Villese realizes he is being raided, and Villese wants another castle. And DauT has a Treb there, but the Treb's not going to be firing right in time here. Oh my god, what a game. There's also Trebs from DauT in the North Jordan to take down the castle.
I'm questioning Villese's decision of adding the castles in the front rather than as a defensive tool. I understand the idea here, but you're kind of risking to be raided a lot as well. But I think it's going to be able to work out for him, because as of now, no raids are happening right now for DauT. And Villese will be able to pick off those two exposed trebuchets with his bomber cannons. And then all of a sudden, DauT's castle is going to fall as well. And Villese is going to have a great position on the map, even siege engineers coming in as well.
Wow.
So,
wow.
It looks pretty damn good for him. The castle on the top goes down though.
9 times out of 10, the raids for DauT force a mistake from Villese, and the cannons go down, or the cav archers go down, or the castles don't go up, right? But Villese, he has taken losses at home, but above all else, he has always prioritized controlling that main push. And here's another example of it. He's not overextending with his units. I actually wouldn't mind him healing up his cav archers inside of his castle right now. But, like, DauT's Vil count's still fine. He just needs to somehow break the death ball or break the main base of his opponent, which is just so difficult.
Also interesting is look at the population in terms of army size. 175 versus 38. Like, I feel like Villese is doing a very good job at knowing where to look with the restricted time he has. Right? You cannot look everywhere, but I feel like he has a very good sense of where to look at which time. And that's also one of the reasons why he's doing such a good job at maintaining his bomber cannons, his gold units, doesn't waste them. And even though he lost his castle on the top, it doesn't really look like it's affecting him, because he's doing such a good job at just defending with his army.
It's incredible. But it's still, not having a single defensive castle in all these areas should eventually be a problem. You know what DauT needs? He needs to attack with the Scorpions. Well, that. Yeah. But actually, if he moves forward with the Scorpions, Villese has nothing.
True. Yeah, true.
Right? Like, but if you use the Scorpions defensively, then you could have some issues. But yeah, Siege Ram in the mix worked well in game number 1, even though DauT ended up losing. But
it's actually a good idea. Like, especially, like, he has a big mass of Scorpions.
Yeah.
He's even going for Comitatense. I don't know how you say that in English, but that's a faster...
Me either.
What is it? Fast production of...
Militia line, Knight line, and Centurions train 50% faster. So I guess he's going to play more Cavalier then. Maybe he could play Legionary. I'm not too sure, but DauT is definitely just going to come try and engage into these bombard cannons. And so far, that has not worked, and he is going to lose about 20 or so villagers in the south. So get ready for DauT's military population to be significantly higher.
The good thing for DauT is that he gets more space now for his military. That's something he desperately needs. Villese needs to fix his halberdiers in the front there. He doesn't have any.
Yeah,
and he needs them, for sure. Because
True.
Cav is going to hit very soon. And DauT goes for a huge push now. 5 trebuchets, and Villese barely has any stone to repair here.
Okay, I mean, this could be the start. If the castles and the bombard cannons are down, suddenly the Scorpions are going to dominate. DauT has waited, but he's had the gold control over the map. He's actually out of gold as I say that. But down go the bombard cannons, and Villese will lose the castle.
That's a huge pick-off here for DauT. So important. If he's somehow able to get the other castle as well, and all of a sudden he has a little bit more of the map control, and Villese, he needs to get his army into the front right now.
Yeah.
He's sieging the castle in the top, but it feels like he's just losing a very crucial army, or a very crucial position on the south side.
There is a critical mass with Scorpions, and DauT was never there. He always had 10 or 12 or 15 of them. Now he has 37 Scorpions. Cav archers can't be anywhere close to this. And now the bombard cannons, they can't kill the whole group with 1 or 2 shots either. Saying that,
yeah,
Villese is going to start to go into light cav. So maybe he has some mobility. And he did take the castle down from DauT in the north. So DauT, as he regains his side, is going to lose some of the control he had on Villese's side. Man, every game in this series is just insane. Every one.
It just shows how close both of them are skill-wise to each other. It's really, really a nice display by both of them. T90, what do you think are the chances that DauT in this game will find the gold in the corner?
I'm more focused on his Scorpions right now. He engages after the bombard cannons. We'll lose a lot. The Scorpions are left on their own. Gold in the corner. Oh, man. I mean, the chances should be high because DauT should be outposting there, Jordan. But I'm going to say 20% chance. But I actually... like, maybe 0, because he's so focused on winning the game right now. Like, look at this fight.
He has to force the issue, right? He knows Romans are just worse in Imperial Age than Vietnamese. The bomber cannons are just so good. And I feel like this comes to play again with the defensive castles rather than... or versus the aggressive castles.
Yeah.
If you have a castle here on the top where the Scorpions are right now, you're able to buy yourself so much time here, which Villese cannot do now. He's going for a raid here on the south, or on the north, but there's a castle, and man, those Scorpions are really doing some work. And Villese is dropping down to 160 population, not having any gold income whatsoever.
Well, he has 4 relics, and DauT also has no gold income, and DauT's Scorpions are still sitting on their front, and they are getting picked off one by one. Villese, above all else, has protected the bombard cannons. But here come the trebs from DauT. Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is going to be so important now. These bombard cannons, are they able to save Villese? Or will that castle go down here? Scorpions are being picked off, but that castle is doomed. It's going to go down. And then all of a sudden, we will see... Oh! Bombard cannons are dying!
Oh, man. Oh, man. But DauT lost a lot of vills to the raids, too. DauT has 0 golds. The bombard cannon goes down, but it's only 3 Scorpions now. So maybe... oh, no, there's more Scorpions coming. Oh, my God. What a game.
Villese has 3 bombard cannons in the siege workshop in the south, and I'm not sure if he realized that.
Oh, shoot. Saving him for later. He just realized the light cav come in. DauT doesn't have a meat shield. The CA are still there. DauT can't reproduce trebs, Jordan. The bombard cannons... still are not in position to help out against the other massive Scorpions, so Villese has to back away. DauT is also getting raids in the north, where Villese has no halbs. Villese down to 85 villagers.
He has a good army size. DauT is really trying the best he can. He's so close to killing the monastery as well. Which has 4 relics. This is a huge thing, especially at this part of the game. DauT doesn't have any relic himself. he's really running out of steam. No gold income whatsoever. Economy-wise, Villese is struggling heavily. He's reacting to the raids from DauT, which is a good thing. And it feels like, yeah, he's losing the monastery, but he should be able to recapture them very, very soon again. And those scorpions here, he has 18 right now. I don't think they are going to survive for too much longer here.
It's still so impressive.
What did I miss?
I'm just laughing at how insane they're both playing. Like, it's unbelievable.
I know!
You know, like, it's such a good game. It's so good. We got raids in the back from Villese now, which DauT may not notice. DauT is also castling the north, which, if this becomes a wood and stone control game, can still be helpful. But, you know, he's still losing the scorpions.
Yeah.
And he only has 12 of them. And pretty soon, Cav Archer like Cav is just better and kills everything.
He attacked the stone wall with the scorpions. That's so painful if you're in that position. And yeah, DauT is literally losing the... You could consider the most important unit for the Romans in these kind of scenarios. And what do Romans really have going for them right now if you don't have gold access, if you don't have the scorpions anymore? It's just looking very bad. And DauT still has somewhat of a healthy resources bank, but he's losing a lot of villagers to the raid. And those 5 trebuchets, they are going to get picked off very soon as well. Villese needs to chase them. This is going to be very important to pick up.
It's honestly a wood game right now, Jordan. It's a wood game.
again.
Like, and if DauT chops that wood in the back, which he will eventually do, he will find the golds. I don't know where on earth his trebs are going. He might save them. But, like, look at Villese. Villese has 1 TC. He's rebuilding a second. He doesn't have his northern corner now, which means he can't push DauT easily because DauT has a little bit of defense. But my God. I mean, if you had to pick a position right now, you still go for Villese's position, or do you think that DauT with the corner control could maybe do something?
I would still go for Villese's position. He was able to pick off all the trebuchets.
Yep.
He has 4 relics. He has a healthier population as well. Still has 4 bombard cannons. He's going to be able to push the top side as well. I don't see how DauT has any chance to stop that. And the only thing DauT can do right now is desperately go for the raids. But Villese has so much army. He has so many halberdiers on the field. And the relic just doesn't get in here.
I mean, they're both so locked in right now. That's so good. That's so good. It's so annoying as well if you're Villese that you have to make another monk right now.
It is. It is actually very expensive because he doesn't have gold income, right? He's actually picking off the 712 gold remaining in his on his main gold. DauT desperately trying to repair that castle, but that's completely wasted. Not gonna happen. And if that TC goes down and all of a sudden all these villagers are exposed, and Villese very much on point. He's using the CA to get those kills here. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like Villese is stabilizing and getting more and more ground here.
You know what's weird, Jordan?
Tell me.
I actually like DauT's position more.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it's just because you snipe the cannons 1 or 2 more times, and your opponent's base is wide open while you have farms with good upgrades and you have corner. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the Halb CA player just has to chase all the time, and it's really uncomfortable. Yeah. And I just think DauT needs to avoid the main group of CA and just keep the same cycle of tossing away Lycav. It'll take a long time, but I think you can actually beat the relics if you have the greater wood control. And DauT even finding that stone in the north too tells me he could build more defensive castles.
Yeah, but I think he will lose that army heavily, at least the Scorpions right now.
Yeah,
and,
true.
That's going to be very painful. But DauT is on 200 population versus the 150 of Villese. So DauT, no question about it, has done a much better job at getting his economy back on track. Villese loses 1 bombard cannon. Villese is adding TCs though, so he knows exactly what his focus is going to be. The only thing which I don't like about Villese's position is the fact that he does not have any castles to protect his economy whatsoever. So, and DauT with 76 villagers on farm, I don't know, it feels like he definitely can make something happen, especially if he sees the gold in the corner.
Yeah, well, there's always way for DauT to get damage. And Villese always needs to react. DauT snipes another monk there. And also,
So painful.
like, this is a crop rotation game, right? Get crop rotation. Heavy plow isn't even researched for Villese, so these farms are reseeding a lot more frequently, and he's losing a lot of wood. He can't actually push with his lead right now. He is just stuck trying to stabilize. And now DauT just needs to go to the north. Next wave goes to the north, because you have the reaction in the middle. Or the south, in this case. He'll raid in the south with Lycav.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually see a world where DauT wins this game as well. I wonder, is it... yeah, I think it would make sense for DauT, for Villese to switch to Fire Lances right now. Because he has Golden Come with the relics. And Fire Lances are just such a strong unit for Vietnamese, especially with the 100 HP available to them. So, I don't know. It feels like that would be a good decision. Villese will commit onto the south now with a push here. He needs a lot of halberdiers. So, how did DauT get all these scorpions out tonight?
Well, he sold a lot because he's had good food eco. And oh, game winning. That's game winning.
It is.
The whole game,
Wow.
Villese has done such a good job at not allowing that to happen. But he has so much work because he's getting raided so frequently. And now you can't even... The Halbs could get sniped, and DauT just dives with the Lycav and can kill the bomber cannons. This is DauT's game. This is DauT's game.
DauT is playing so well right now. Such a good maneuver. And now only 3 bomber cannons remaining for Villese. Only 2 in the front here. He's able to push those scorpions back, but DauT in all this encounter only lost 1 scorpion. He has the TC on the top as well.
Yep.
I'm not sure if Villese is aware of that. I don't think
no,
so.
No, he's not.
He walled everything. Yeah, it's... If he gets stables up now, which he's doing as of now as I'm speaking, Villese is struggling. 140 population versus the 200 of DauT.
And DauT did get crop rotation, and he has that gold waiting for him in the back. So if he notices that, that is a lot more scorpions that can come out.
He has now.
And back to what we said, I think scorpions. Not scorpions, sorry. Siege rams on the walls can break those walls very quickly. Oof, that was that was not a good fight for DauT.
That was not. I even see a world now, if you have, what is it, 2,400 gold, I'm not sure if it's worth it, but you could even argue that you add legionaries as well, because there are not a lot of CA on the map anymore.
I would
no gold for that as well.
You know what I would do, and he's currently thinking exactly what you're thinking. I would just buy stone and drop a castle in the south to secure the wood. And you just raid. Maybe that's not the way to do it if you don't have relics. But I think with you having the north control right now, Villese will have such a tough time lasting as long as you... And Villese is about to find out the hard way that DauT has a literal town in his eco.
Yeah, and that's not a good sight if you're Villese, right? You are moving all your villagers, well, not all, but a lot of your villagers onto that northern part, and you realize, oh, that is going to be a problem because my opponent is here. So, I don't know. Even though Vietnamese should be stronger on paper in Imperial Age, DauT has just done a better job at, with the raids, getting his economy up, and now he's sitting on almost 180 population very comfortably, even getting guilds, so he's preparing for the long game, and Villese is still lacking heavy plow, which is really painful.
Yeah, I gotta double-click the farms for Villese. 6k food left. We double-click the farms for DauT, 21k food.
That's
so
big difference.
Big difference, and that essentially means the wood as well disappears much faster because Villese has to reseed. And DauT Scorpions just staying alive at home. And DauT will wait for the response from Villese in the north. But this is actually where the Legionaries were key. Because it's always going to be Halbs to defend, and now the Legionaries beat the Halbs. So you're still getting precious time to basically steal the wood from Villese.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like this... Yeah, DauT with 200 population versus 130 from...
Yeah, and the raid in the south as well. He killing all the villagers there. The Scorpions advancing forward because he knows that Villese is going to the north with everything. And then, surprise, surprise, there's Lycav on the bomber cannons. Masterpiece from DauT.
Beautiful. As you said, the CA being taken care of by the Scorpions was a big thing because, and all of a sudden, legionaries are viable and they do such a good job in getting map control, killing a lot of villagers, posing a threat, and DauT almost has double the population of Villese.
Yeah, and he's used the north to set up what he really wanted, which was the main base. The main base he's been trying to break for so long. And Villese, he will kill those vills, but DauT's like, whatever, that's your wood I spent on these buildings. So yeah. I'm still in the better position here. DauT's still mining gold in the back, which will run dry soon. But imagine the amount of legionaries he can queue with that extra 2,400 gold.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot. So DauT is really enjoying his time right now, and there's also some psychological aspect we have to talk about. Like, in general, it's not a good feeling to lose with the better Civ and also having the relic advantage, right? So even though Villese had a great start into the set, DauT, it looks like, is able to equalize the series now. And psychologically speaking, that is going to be better for DauT now.
These have been long games, like 2 grindy games. Games where Villese had the score lead for a really long time. Like, yeah, the psychological effect, it's gonna have to matter here.
Yeah.
Especially, like, as well for DauT, like the confidence he must be feeling. Because after the first game, he had such a good position, he couldn't finish it. I think this is 3 out of the 4 games have gone over the hour mark.
I think so. Yeah, it's pretty long. Like, both players have, let's say, a very macro-orientated playstyle as well, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that the games tend to be a little bit longer. But, yeah, the fact that all 4 of them have been that long. I think the only one which was a little bit faster was African Waters.
Yeah.
But other than that, the other 3 games have gone the distance.
And maybe Villese is a little frustrated right now. He finally calls it. Wow, what a win from DauT. So he doesn't have the Cav Archers. He doesn't have the Bombard Cannons. He took a lot of really poor engagements in this game. But in the end, for DauT, similar to the previous game, he just had the better economy. And he just was able to play the late game. DauT collected 10k more wood. He collected 30k more food. Only 700 more gold, but he also had a lot more of the stone. And Jordan, I just think the key areas for DauT was everything that he was doing when he was losing the main fights, right? Like, he was losing the main fights, castle in the north. He's losing the main fights, raids in the back. He just kept so consistent. And when it's not pretty, which isn't always the case at the high level, you just have to be in a position to continue to produce, even if your units are maybe worse. And yeah, he did it. 2-2.
That feels like DauT is doing a better job at setting up his economy a little bit faster than Villese. It looks a little bit cleaner, it feels like.
Should Villese have gone defensive castles? Was that how he lost the game?
Yes. Yeah, like, defensive castles definitely would have made his life so much easier, for sure. And yeah, you can also argue Stonewall, like, kind of like how Dugao played against me on that map, right?
Yeah,
if you have the defensive castles, you Stonewall, you have the relics, you have the better Civ. Like, what are you worried about?
Yeah.
Sure, your opponent has the mobility, but who cares? You're walled. And he's not going to be able to break the stone walls.
I guess the problem is he did stonewall, but there was already a base there from DauT.
Yeah.
Oh, it was too late. Well, as I was stepped away, I was thinking about the series as we enter Game 5 here. Essentially a best of 3, as you said, Jordan, now to get promoted to Platinum League. And I was thinking this, if it comes down to who got the key winning positions in games, could arguably be 3-1 for DauT right now. Game number 1, he had that nice lead, and then he let it slip. And yeah, Villese did have the better Civ for late game or whatever, but I feel like that was a very winnable game from DauT. And so as we're now tied, I think DauT should recognize that as well. That, like, he maybe let one slip, but that the other 2 games that he was able to win, maybe I'm wrong on that assessment. Maybe Vietnamese going Cav Archers with 4 relics is better for Villese, but I don't know. I'm really liking the momentum that DauT has built up here, and I'm wondering what Villese is going to do. It feels like the question has always been, can Villese hold against DauT? when are we going to have the can DauT hold against Villese conversation here, you know?
That's a good point. Villese, I mean, maybe the previous game he was more the aggressor, but usually it was DauT trying to force the issue onto Villese rather than the other way around. So, DauT. Okay, never mind. Those 3 villagers were about to get the sheep, which was like 1 mile away from the TC, but he was focusing. And yeah, let's see how it's going to play off. I already mentioned that I played against Kingston here, who used Bengalis. He went for somewhat of a semi-forward castle, forward on the side, and went heavy onto the Rafa, which I think Villese could be doing here as well. But with Bengalis, you could also argue that you just go straight for a boom, right? Having those extra villagers, and Imperial is absolutely insane for Bengalis. So let's see. Which civ do you like better here tonight?
Good question. I think I prefer Malay, but I think certain players who are very good with monks would probably prefer Bengalis. I am not one of those players, so I can't really utilize the monks. And I think Malay's faster age ups just allow for so much flexibility and also having access to bombard cannons. But I want to bring up that in group stage, at least, DauT played a set here against Sobek, and DauT went man-at-arm tower on this map.
Which civ do you know?
With Malay. He went man-at-arm.
With Malay? Oh.
Yeah, he went man-at-arm tower to like some ranges. I think he might have done that because he was against Burgundians, which might struggle a little bit more against that. But it's worth noting that he has gone Feudal Age before.
Interesting. Yeah, even now, right, with Burgundians, you have Flemish Militia, so you have, in theory, the tools available to you. It's interesting, like, Bypass, for me, is the favorite closed map. It's really my favorite closed map. It's so much fun, and just having the passage here through both bases in the middle is something which adds so much more complexity to the game compared to, let's say, Hideout, which is somewhat similar. I just love that one. Yeah,
well, I mean, it was created because Hideout games got one-dimensional, and I was like, man, imagine if I could actually attack through the middle. And then we're like, ooh, okay, let's do that. And then over time, we got to this version. So, actually, the food on the outside is not for people to have food there when they go for the standard boom. The reason for the food on the outside was because in our practice games, you'd have the player with the villager lead get pushed, and then they would... I felt like if they had a little bit more food, they could survive the push, but they'd lose all their farming eco. And so we found that if you had the additional food, this was actually to save players against like a 1 TC play. You just flee there with 15 to 20 vills, place a mill or two, and it kind of bails you out of a tough situation. So
yeah, it's a very nice addition as well. Absolutely. And tonight, both of them will go for Feudal Age. It looks like DauT definitely. And Villese, he will as well.
Did Villese get Loom because he did his homework and he did his research and he saw that DauT went Feudal Age last time? You think?
It has to be. What, like, I'm surprised he has not clicked up to Feudal Age yet. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Why would you go for Loom if you're not going up for Feudal Age? And he's actually fast castling this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's going to survive what is going to happen.
It's the research. It's the research. This is precisely what DauT did. He went for super fast archer tower. Actually, it's not precisely. I think DauT went man-at-arms. But I think Villese knew it would be risky to not have Loom, just in case.
Yeah.
And here comes DauT. DauT will go for the tower rush. The barracks is up behind this at the time to follow it up with an archer range. And unfortunately for DauT, the gold is very much on the back for Villese. And yeah, Villese sees it. Curious to see what Villese does. He's going to immediately drop some walls with 4 vills.
That's a good reaction. He should be able to get the second layer up at least. But eventually he will have to wall behind. And he needs to get stone walls behind, for sure. Why is he... Okay. I was a little bit surprised by the fact that he adds another palisade walls there. Maybe because he's thinking the gate goes down super fast.
Yeah, that's actually... Yeah. Assuming he doesn't lose a villager here, this is a very nice reaction from Villese.
Yeah.
And it's just meant to delay this. Do you still go Castle Age, or do you stay in Feudal Age for a while here, if you're Villese?
Yeah, you try to go Castle Age as fast as possible. The thing is, for him, ideally, what he has right now as palisade walls, you would love to have them as stone walls.
Yeah.
And if we think long term, I don't expect Villese to take any crucial damage here. Let's say it like that. And then, all of a sudden, we have Bengalis with their strong monks, with a siege workshop accompanying them very likely. And then on the other side, you have one who is in Feudal Age and doesn't have the best economy. Like, in terms of the setup, I like Villese's position more.
It's so impressive how easy he's made this look. And part of it, I think, is the research, too, right? He knew he needed to have Loom so those walls could complete. And this is also the downside when you play group stage and you potentially show your strategies and then you try the same exact thing. Then your opponent gets to do research. I'm a little surprised that DauT did it. When he did it against Sobek, I thought, okay, well, maybe it's because DauT's the big favorite. But, hold on a second. The house is going down very quickly. And there's the stone walls from Villese. Needs to pull the weak villagers. And then send the other villagers to the stone wall. And he completes them, pretty much.
I'm very surprised by that tower. Like, I personally would have placed it more toward the south and then attack the blacksmith. I'm not sure what the tower is really serving him right now.
Yeah.
And I'm also a little bit surprised by the fact that Villese is digging stone right now. That's not something you need right now. It's just all about getting, wood for the siege workshop and the 2 monasteries. That's like the most important thing. And Villese has done a phenomenal job at holding right now.
Yeah, I
Really,
think
really
just don't
well
take
done.
any risks. Just bring in more vills for that piece of stone wall.
Yeah, yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
just bring
He's
in a fresh
attacking the
villager.
market. The funny thing is you can just repair the market from behind there, right? The archers shouldn't be able to reach that. Oh, wait. They've reached them. Yeah, never mind.
Well, DauT didn't get fletching. He's dropping the blacksmith now.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But Villese is just going to drop a couple walls. I don't know if this is necessary, but you don't want to take any risks right now.
Yeah.
So just in case, a couple more walls. And yeah, I'm concerned for DauT here because Villese has played extremely patient. And Villese should be able... A lot of the vills are weak, but he should be able to drop a siege workshop. That villager almost dies. It does die, actually. And...
These are the little mistakes by Villese which tell you... Yeah, there's just, small things, but... Like, his villager had 1 HP, there was a tower already up, and he still sent it to build the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it's going to take him down. If we take a look at DauT's economy, like, he has 8 on food, the berries are going to run out pretty soon.
And
And
3
he
farms.
only has 3 farms.
Yeah.
Right? So he's struggling heavily.
Yeah, and Villese completes more of that wall, which I assume he's focused on. And
His
DauT
house
is
right now.
DauT is house. Oh wait, Villese's house. He can't produce the mangonel, so DauT could actually get in.
It's so painful. And he's going to lose another house here. He preemptively built 2 houses, so that's good for Villese. But he really needs to be cautious here. Like, DauT could be in very, very soon.
There's no way DauT runs through there though, right? The town center can
No.
garrison. Oh my God, he's running
can
through. DauT, are you
can
kidding
never do
me?
that.
Are you kidding me, bro?
can never do that.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, DauT? What is this? There's a mangonel coming from the siege workshop. Villese is going for quick walls. DauT, where are we going? The mangonel is here. DauT! What are we doing? Well,
That is... sorry to be very harsh. This is the most dumbest move I've ever seen DauT do. And I've been watching DauT for a long time.
I mean,
What was he thinking?
as Viper once said, that is so DauT. I mean, I think to apply some logic here, he knew he didn't do enough damage. Well, hear me out, Jordan.
Sorry.
He knew he didn't do enough damage. The last time he went for this strategy, he got more damage, and he knew his eco was complete crap. So he thought maybe I could take a risk and get away with this. But now, like, Villese will just drop a second TC. The other thing is DauT lost his scout, so Villese can go get relics. And now Villese could just start to push the towers back. That was bad. I agree, Jordan.
He has 5 archers, 5 villagers. Guy, his opponent, has a siege workshop already. Been there for 2 minutes alive already. And he's thinking, let's just straight up move into the base. What's going on?
That's true. The siege workshop was there in his vision for 2 minutes. And, like, Vilese's pretty damn good at the game, clearly. So it's not like Vilese's not going to react with some quick walls. But, I mean...
yeah.
It happens, and now he has to hope for the best. And all he can do now is hope that the tower shoots down the mangonels. But Villese, again, very smart here, repairing perfectly. And the tower should go down. But because DauT is DauT, and he always has good macro behind somewhat questionable fights, he is still in this game, believe it or not.
He's still in the game, yeah. Oh,
it would
God,
be...
insane.
It would be so DauT of him to win this game now. Because that's how a lot of these wins have happened, right? Like really bad fights, and then he just turns it around.
I mean, we have seen that a couple of times already in this set, so
yeah.
It's not unheard of. What I like about Villese is it's not like he pushes this like on all in, right? He's taking care of his economy. He realizes he's in a great position. He has the economy lead. Even though he's against Malay here. But of course, having Bengalis definitely helps. And Risk Collected is fairly similar. DauT a little bit ahead here, but the presence by Villese is just better. Let's see if somebody commits onto the sides here. Relics count is already 2 up for Villese, so nicely done by him. And the archers on the sides are not going to achieve anything, I suppose.
If you do this with any other Civ, you're dead. Malay are just able to still hit some timings for you. This was DauT's #1 Civ pick, by the way. So I don't know if that was mentioned.
Way to throw.
Most important Civ, and now... Well, we'll see if he could do something. But Villese is going to be on 3 relics. And Villese could easily be on 3 TCs. And Villese is starting to push DauT. And DauT doesn't have any defense for this push right now.
Absolutely nothing. Like... best way to defend this would be monks, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a castle, but he's far away from that. But you know what gives me joy, T90? The fact that DauT did such a move is that I will be in the bootcamp with him very soon, in a couple of days. I will be trolling him for 1 week straight, non-stop.
It's so funny because DauT has been getting such joy from Viper struggling in Platinum this season. And he was like, oh man, Viper to gold, Viper to gold, Viper to gold. And I'm thinking like, all right, you better lock in here, DauT, and like absolutely look like a god, because otherwise you're just giving Viper even more ammo to talk smack right back to you.
Yes.
Which Viper doesn't need. You don't need to give Viper ammo to talk smack. He's gonna talk smack.
Yeah.
Crossbows are on the outside, but again, Villese playing perfectly. The Scorpion's there, the Mangonels and the Monks are pushing through, and DauT. Maybe he doesn't trust himself with it, but I still would have liked to see a defensive siege workshop. I feel like I've said that every game. Like, he needs a defensive siege workshop, and he's just staring at Mangonels, and he's running at them, but like this can only end one way here, DauT.
Are you questioning why DauT is not confident in Mangonels?
I'm not, like, regardless of your micro, you're still seeing players at Mangonels here. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
It's the right play as well. However, Redemption would be in for Villese, right? So having a siege workshop here as DauT would have been a little bit of a problem here. But yeah, he's adding it now, like 5 minutes too late.
It's the exact scenario as game 1, right? He adds the siege workshop after he gets pushed by 2 Mangonels, and it was very similar in other situations. Scout on the outside for Villese killed 5 villagers on the town center. 5. DauT is clearly too busy. Vilese's got 4 relics. Vilese's about to be on 4 TCs, Jordan. And we talked about the mentals of losing the previous 2 games. and Villese's just brushed it off like it's nothing. So good.
Well, yeah, he did. But we have to say DauT gifted it to us, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Wow! I still cannot fathom the move which DauT went for.
Was the initial strategy even a surprise to you, even to see tower rush and archers?
No, I think it's a good move because you gain map control, and you force your opponent to invest a lot into the defense, which can be very hard if you go for fast castle, right? It's very hard to balance.
Yeah.
But man, it's like
Scout kill update. Scout has killed 7 villagers underneath DauT's TC now.
Everything, right? DauT is not paying attention there.
Yep.
Yeah. But let's say it like that. I've never seen an execution of that strategy as I have seen right now.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, Villese, no questions whatsoever. Maybe you look at the micro and say a couple units normally survive there, but he's defending, he's booming, his upgrades are looking great, his resources are looking great. And I've seen this with DauT before, and I think it could easily get very frustrating for him and could snowball into him not making platinum, and oh god. Oh god.
That castle is a perfect example of DauT ain't feeling comfortable right now.
Yeah. The problem for him is he's lost that main gold. So, like, even if he builds that castle, he still can't take the gold, and Villese is on the way to Imp.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Villese is playing insane. Like, I honestly think Villese has played a little bit better than DauT in this set.
Yep. Well, I mean, the previous game with 2 defensive castles, maybe we're talking about series over right now for Villese, right? But he pushed it, and man, it's been a joy to see Villese play near his top level. I still think that Villese of old, top 10 Villese, would make some minor decisions differently here, but this game has maybe been his best. It's been so clean.
Yeah, absolutely. D90, I have a serious question. Do you know the game Guess the Elo?
I do know the game Guess the Elo, yes.
Okay, so just imagine a scenario where, you know, you're in a call with somebody and he's presenting you this game, specifically the mood DauT did. You see that. What assumption would you propose in terms of Elo?
Listen, I have to be professional and choose not to answer. Okay,
it's perfect because you cast a lot of low elo games, right? So you're the best person to ask.
Yeah. Do you think the head of Onimaru, who just signed DauT right now, is pulling his hair out at the moment, watching the push?
I don't think he has any anymore after this. Like all gone.
Oh man. Well,
I think DauT doesn't have any as well. What?
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a Mangonel. Mangonel gets converted. I don't think any of that matters, though. It's a 20 Vil lead, and Villese will also gain 2 Vils from every single relic. Or every single TC, sorry.
Yeah, that's really such a big boost as well. DauT goes for TC, a romantic TC on the right side.
Yep.
Why does Villese go for crossbows here? That's something I cannot really understand.
Well, I think he probably wants to make Trebs, and so you can't go Ratha and Trebs at the same time. So I actually like the decision, considering the circumstances. I think also what you can do is long term you can use the archer ranges to maybe go for skirms or for elephant archers. So I just think he sees DauT's sneaky TC on the berries here. He's got enough army here. It'll be moving forward in a second, and DauT is he's just too far behind. But there's this saying, I don't know if you've heard it, Jordan. Dave has said it. Watching DauT over the years, and Dave says DauT is the best player in the world in a tournament series for 2 games. And if you look through his results, there's a lot of set losses where he loses 3-2 or 4-2, right? It's like 2 games, masterpiece comeback. But then there's the other games, and it's like, oh man, what happened there? And you can't have that, right? You have to have a higher level of consistency, which is of course easier said than done, but that's what I'm thinking of right now.
Absolutely. One of the biggest issues for DauT is unfortunately his stamina.
Yeah.
He's able to play at such a high level. It's incredible. But it feels like the stamina is just getting to him in a negative side, right? Because he's just losing. And the longer the set is, most of the time he's just going to lose because of the missing concentration then. And yeah, right now we kind of see that as at display because seriously, I've been watching DauT since I started playing Age of Empires, you could say, like for 20 years. I have never in my life seen such a move by him.
Yeah.
And that says a lot.
Yep. And it may be a lack of confidence too in your stamina to make that decision. You're like, I got to win this game right now. It's understandable. I think it's completely understandable for everyone listening. This has been.
Yes.
I hit the record button 3.5 hours ago, and we have not had long breaks in between games. I mean, that is exhausting.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
at the same time, full credit to Villese because Villese, he's been the more consistent player. And he will build a castle on the outside now as he's trebuing the middle. And DauT, I mean, he's dead. It's just a matter of if he wants to call it right now and accept it.
Yeah, like sometimes in these maps, in the close maps, you have one guy hitting Imperial Age rather fast, where you try to hang on still because you're expecting him to have 1 TC, low economy, and you're like, yeah, I just have to survive somehow.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if DauT is capable of assessing, or a couple of minutes ago, assessed the situation correctly. But the score definitely tells the tale here.
Yeah.
Like, he has 3,000 score trailing behind. Villese is just, dominating this game so hard.
So let's say DauT doesn't dive underneath the TC up against the Mangonel, basically commit suicide with all of his army and his villagers. Let's just say DauT doesn't do that, okay, and he does something else. How do you think the game plays out? Differently? Does DauT have an advantage? Does he not? Like, what would be your guess?
No, Villese has the advantage because he will be able to push back the towers without any problem whatsoever. However, the advantage I would say is not going to be big because with Malay, you are able to catch up very fast, and you still have army as well, which you can use to get map control on the sides, which is very nice as well. And you will be able to stonewall the middle. So yeah, I think Villese would have had the advantage, but it would have been a minor one, and the game would have definitely gone into an battle between the both of them, where the stronger Civ would have shined. Bengali should win, I think, but yeah, the way it was played right now, it's just it was an invitation, a gift for Villese.
Let's talk about this, though. The set I'm referring to from DauT in group stage was, I think, set 2 or set 3. DauT won 3-0 in group stage against Sobek, who's a great player, but it's very easy for Villese to just think, that's not going to help me at all, right? I'm not going to look at what he does. He definitely did, Jordan. The loom timing confirms. He watched it. He watched the recorded games. He saw what DauT did, and because he had loom, he could go for the 4-villager wall, and then he pulled more villagers to wall, and then he had more time to get to stone walls, and then DauT encountered a situation he had never encountered before because his opponent defended, and then DauT made a big blunder, all because Villese defended it perfectly and knew it was coming.
I think the game against Rokuma on this map, I think DauT had all the tools to.
Yeah, he was winning. He was winning. Yep.
Yeah. And if he wins, he's platinum. He wouldn't have to go through this.
He wouldn't be in
it.
it.
There's now cappage against Villese instead of that.
Yeah, crazy. These are the things that would keep me up at night if I were a player, dude. Like, I mean, and when I do play tournaments, these are the things that keep me up at night. But even more so. Anyways, we've got Monocle. We have the Georgians for Villese, and we have the Khmer for DauT, which he's played before. I think the logic here is you use the bonus where you can hop in and out of the houses, put those houses up where the shorefish are. So when you get attacked, and you will be attacked, you can save your vills. Georgians, I mean, the mule card is very nice. They have a very fast start. What do you think about them overall, though, Jordan? I don't think they've been picked that frequently here.
It's very interesting, and while I'm explaining, we will get back to the topic of preparation. So, DauT picked Khmer as well against Sorokuma. I think
Yeah.
Sorokuma, what was he, Japanese? Was he Japanese? I'm
He
not
was
100%
Japanese.
Sure. No, Romans.
Romans,
Romans,
yes.
right?
Romans, yes.
I think Romans.
Romans.
And I feel like DauT has used Khmer specifically to counter the fast man-at-arm builds. And with Georgians immediately ring the bell for me that Villese thought DauT will go for Khmer here again, and Georgian should be a good counter pick against Khmer. I also played against Ganji, right? Georgians against Khmer, and it feels like the longer the game goes, Khmer struggle against Georgians to a certain degree. So maybe that's what Villese was thinking of, especially on a map like that where you have a lot of raiding potential, which
Okay.
in theory is better for Georgians. You have defense with the fortified churches, and Khmer don't really have that, right? So
Interesting.
maybe that's the reason why.
So you think that he knows DauT's playing counter pick. He will go Khmer because he did it before, which we have evidence of. And he's just going to play scouts now instead of going man-at-arms.
Exactly, because if you think about that, what does Khmer have as a bonus here on this map?
The houses. Really, that's it. The houses. Because you don't want to farm on this map. You want to...
Exactly.
You want to be on the fish. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you think about it, Khmer is actually a bad pick here. If you look at the map. So Khmer is only a counter pick, it feels like to me. So it feels like Villese has done his homework and won the mind game here, I would say.
Well, I'm curious what DauT does now, because DauT should be able to have the Dark Age to think about this and to understand, and maybe he watched some of those other games. I think DauT probably shouldn't go archers now, if he can sense what the build is going to be. Because the issue I have with going straight archers against someone who goes scouts, with Khmer, you're skipping your barracks. Archer Spear is very strong against scouts, but if you skip your barracks, it's just not. So that's what it looks like DauT is doing. And at least then if it's scout v scout, you do have to avoid the Georgian spears, but still it is still a better opening than just straight archers, I think, for DauT.
Yeah, he will go scouts. His economy is set up for that. He only has 6 on wood and has 10 on food, so that's clearly a scout build. And as you mentioned, T90, going archers here is suicidal for Khmer. Not having the barrack is just such a big thing. And this is going to be a scout war. DauT has been in a lot of scout wars in his life, so he's very experienced in that regard. He's also walling the front very nicely. Also kind of an indicator that he's expecting Villese to be a little bit more of the aggressor.
Yeah.
Georgians usually are the aggressor because of the mule card being there already from the start, so they are up a little bit faster. And Georgians have the huge bonus as well of healing their scout in starting from Feudal Age.
It's so funny that you can tell exactly what they're looking for. Villese does another pass through the base, I think confirming our suspicions, Jordan. He checks the gold to see is DauT going for the archers. He doesn't see it. Still looking. Now he sees the stable. And then for DauT, his scout's also been fairly active looking around. First, it was on the front of the base. I think he saw a very low amount on wood, so he knew it wouldn't be men-at-arms, and now he sees it, and yeah, he knows it'll be scouts here. But long-term, being able to have lots of spearmen on the map is nice, so is it worth it for DauT to add a barracks at some point and go the opposite direction, go stable into barracks? That way he has that protection.
That's a good question. I don't have the answer. It depends a lot on how the game shapes out. If he's able to secure his economy without the spears, then you don't want the barrack, I think. But I don't think he's going to be able to. He's actually going for horse colors.
Horse colors. So his plan is to farm. His plan is to have minimal investment onto the fish on a map where usually it's all about the exact opposite.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird to me. With Georgians, you don't have anything going for you as well in Feudal Age. They really shine in Castle Age with the fortified churches boosting the villagers in their area 10% or by 10%. Villese does a great job at kicking those villagers away, but DauT realized he can fight back for a moment. But, you know, these are idle villagers.
Yeah. Yep. And you don't have a
Damage
spear.
done.
Right? You don't have a spear.
Exactly.
Like this is the whole weakness of the strat. And sure, yes, DauT is microing that, but that's still not easy. That takes his focus away from other things. And back at home, Villese can just have spearmen around. And also, Villese researched Town Watch really early. Unfortunately, he might still get surprised here, but he gets the quick wall down, Jordan. And the scouts from DauT can't get through there.
Villese is on point. And now DauT is forced to play a standard Arabia.
Yeah.
Where he just farms instead of having the capitalization of the shorefish.
But I will say, the DauT ensures he will lose 0 villagers. And that is important. And for Villese, there's a lot more work. There is higher reward, but he has to wall everything, and it's a difficult map to wall. And you also don't want to overinvest, right? If you overinvest into attack and don't get any value, you could be late to Castle Age. So it's very easy for Villese to make a mistake here, and DauT just waiting. You could tell he wants to leave his base, but he can't trust himself to leave if Villese is still lingering around and could dive underneath the town center.
Exactly. This is a very hard thing to balance right now because, yes, Villese has 6 villages on the shorefish and he has 3 spears, but it feels like his economy is still not as good as DauT's because DauT's managed to get so many farms out, Khmer farms even, so that's nice for him. DauT also with a 2 villager lead. 20 seconds idle TC time is a little bit hurting, but not a big deal.
Villese's woodline is stressing me out, Jordan. This has been almost a 4-hour series, and that is a double overchop, actually. If he just moves the mule cart, he's fine. But that is really stressful, and it should be the thing that you look to right now. Because...
he even builds a market.
Yeah, on that area of the screen.
Yeah. So he should know that he's exposed there. Like, he should know.
But I think he's tired, and it's been a long set, and DauT has his scouts going to the shorefish, luckily. But DauT is ready to engage. He has bloodlines. He'll see the first spearman. That's a beautiful start to the engagement for DauT. And DauT, he will lose some scouts here maybe, but he clears up the spearman, and well played. The defense works. DauT is completely walled, and Villese now doesn't have the shorefish, and he also doesn't have the Khmer farms.
That was such a clutch moment by Villese. Getting that house up was so important for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't have the farms here. I mean, I like the fact that he is getting the farms now because he will be able to boost his economy with the fortified torches, but you cannot compare his economy to DauT's right now. DauT is miles ahead.
DauT will run out of farm space eventually, but maybe you reverse the order. Maybe you actually leave to the shorefish once you win some big fights. DauT's scouts are coming over. Still no upgrades for Villese. And he is...
yeah, I think he wants to focus more on the faster cast age time, but even that, he's not going to be as fast as DauT, I feel like, because... yeah, DauT is just so much better in terms of the food economy.
You know what I think Villese needed to do? And it's extremely difficult, but commit more to the shorefish and just leave your scouts at home. Right? Don't accept that, or don't expect to get any value against DauT's base. You're not going to. But also don't allow yourself to be pushed off the fish when, if both players are off the fish, then the Khmer are going to dominate, right? I don't know 100%. What you think about that, but I think maybe just 10 to 12 villagers there and just sitting there and waiting to see what DauT would send. Use one scout just to follow DauT's army, and then maybe a little bit easier to make the decisions there.
100%. That's what I was thinking as well. Like, he had his scouts banging onto the wall of DauT. In the meantime, he's kind of exposed with his villagers on the shore. Shortfish. So yeah, you need to have the scouts at home. Having scouts and spears there, DauT can never engage there. And all of a sudden, you're cruising with the shortfish income. Right now, it's definitely bad for him. In order for him to somehow catch up in terms of economy, he needs to get the fortified churches right away. But he definitely will lose the map control. And DauT even goes for a forward tower here, which is very surprising to me.
Well, this is the send it energy that DauT has. In the previous game, we questioned it because he tossed away his army. But this is a big moment. DauT needs to win 2 straight to get back to Platinum League. And he knows it. And his army wants the fights. His army is way better than Villese. tower certainly shakes things up, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 farms abandoned, and the woodline abandoned. I mean, DauT's eco is still working the whole time.
Yeah, this is looking very, very solid here for DauT. This is a dream scenario, I would say. He will be able to break in as well due to the help of the tower and the scouts. And yeah, Villese is just about to build the second stable, trying to go for some quick walls here, but eventually DauT should be able to get in here.
And you just know when DauT gets there and sees walls, he's running in, right? You just know he's gonna commit. Might be an overcommitment. This is before upgrades, but it's still a lot of damage here. He's killed 3 villagers. Villese brings his army back, but Villese's army is so weak compared to DauT's, and DauT actually just leaves. Light Cav upgrade and Knights will follow for DauT. Villese just had... He was not expecting this. For DauT to go full wall and farm.
Yeah. I've been in this position a couple of times already in my career, and I can tell you this is not a good sight for Villese here. He's... Like, both of them are heavily committing onto food units, and DauT's economy is so much better.
Yeah.
Compared to Villese. It's like kind of impossible for him to catch up here anymore.
Yeah, I think it's over. It's GG, which means we're going to game 7. Which means, as we expected, even though it looked rough for DauT, we had predicted that DauT finds enough of those game-winning moments. And yeah, it'll come down to one game to decide who goes to platinum or gold, and it'll be past the 4-hour mark when that game ends, because we're at 3:45 right now. And shout out to Dogao and Casva for waiting. They have a best of 7 to play.
When was their set scheduled? I think
an hour ago.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know. We might cover it as recorded games or something, depending on the players, when the players have to start and what their day looks like. But 3-3. Dream series and DauT.
Crazy.
We were questioning it, but in the end, the farms were just safe, and Villese was pushed off the fish in the end anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. I still think Villese massively misplayed that one. Yeah, just letting your villagers be exposed like that is very risky, very, very risky move to take. But that's good for us, because that means we are able to get into game 7 of such a banger. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It should be a bit better for Villese, because it's his home map, right? He was able to win the first game, which was very important because that's the neutral map. And now we will see Mudflow.
Couple key things here. So first off, to repeat, for those watching later on in video form, this is to qualify for Titans League Platinum. 1 win decides who goes to Plat. 1 loss decides who goes down. DauT has gone fast castle with Lancers, with Jurchens, and with Mongols in the group stage. Should be known, and Jordan and I are speculating that if DauT tries that again, that Villese has picked Armenians to try pikemen and longswords. Some of the key difficult things about this map is the wood line. So I like Armenians here because you can do exactly what Villese is doing. You can use the mule cart on the small wood lines. You don't need to place a lumber camp like DauT's doing, for example, and have that be a long-term waste. And then while you do have tons of food at the start, so the elephants and the fish underneath the TC, after that, you have to take berries that are up the hill, and they're small areas, so double mill is usually needed. I'm trying to nail home how tricky it is to get resources. So, Jordan, what DauT does is he uses his favorite building, he uses the market, and he puts villagers onto gold, and basically buys the food for the Lancers. So, let's see.
I'm not surprised by that. That sounds like what DauT would be doing. Yeah, this is interesting, and also him having the lumber camp in the back kind of indicates that he indeed will go for the fast castle, right?
Yeah,
especially also 4 villages on wood is a clear indicator that he's not opting for a fast to fuel age build. So now the question remains: will he stick to the step lancers, or will he switch it up and go for
Cav archers.
Cav archers here? Cav archers could be a good mind game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Villese did a good job on the top, saving his car. I'm not sure if he deliberately did that because he saw. He thought that the scout of DauT could be there. I don't think so. Maybe a little bit of luck there. But yeah, I think this map is extremely tricky. T90, would you say there is a clear meta here? Because I saw sometimes people going for a dock on their TC to fish boom. And I'm not sure how good that was. Or how good that is.
I mean, I've seen that get punished and I've seen it work. I think that has not been shown enough times to make it clearly very strong. I think it's a player style thing. I think it's the fish edition is good with Japanese, but also every time that I've seen that play happen, I felt like the player on the other side didn't go aggressive enough to counter it. So I don't think there's a clear meta, but yeah, you can't farm around your TC, so like those are going to be so exposed, which is kind of the idea. I think that DauT is counting on the farmers being out there and the villagers on berries being exposed. But man, this is the third circle he's done around Vilese's base. He really wants to know what Villese is going to be doing here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Villese has missed the barrack by DauT, so that's a very quick barrack. So I think we will see 3 militia coming out from DauT. And men-at-arms. So I was wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it would be really foolish for DauT to just sit here and assume that Villese hasn't watched his games at this point, right?
Yeah.
So it was obvious in the hideout game that Villese was prepared when he went for Loom. The other interesting thing is, as far as Villese is concerned, do you see Vils on gold? That could still be the fast castle. So that's not like anything different than what you're expecting to see. And he still didn't see the barracks. So he might not pre-wall anything at home.
Question is Villese the type of guy who keeps track of the score? That's what I'm wondering. I'm not sure if he is. If he watched it, then he knows all the answers to his questions.
What happened? What happened? Explain.
No, like if DauT clicked up, right? So his score will
go down.
Lower 50 points. So that's an indicator that your opponent goes for Feudal Age. Let's see. We haven't got the confirmation yet. I'm not sure. Villese has scouted the villager on the gold. Has he clicked on that villager to confirm that there is no loom? Because if he had, then he will go forward onto the gold and should attack there, right?
He never.
Loom is coming in.
I think Villese is assuming that DauT is doing the same strategy. I think he's actually playing an economic play into pike defense, is my guess right now. Because otherwise, why would you not have a barracks right now? He thinks he has time.
Yeah.
And
this is going to be a huge thing now.
Yeah, and DauT's there with the scout. Now there's the militia. Villese sees it. And Villese clicks away, which is huge. It's a completely different game than what we were predicting. DauT gets 1 villager kill, though, and if he blocks the other one, that's 2. Won't get the other one. But yeah, Villese is like, what? This is not what I was expecting from him at all. And well played from DauT to switch it up.
Absolutely. Very well done. Using the mind games here, I would say. That's how you're supposed to do it. I'm just wondering, like, in general, Mongols fall off a little bit after their very strong start. But against the Armenians, I don't know. I don't like Armenians. I don't think they don't really have anything going for them. And Villese, I feel like he's panicking a little bit. Because he didn't even have the walls set up. So he is like something he did not expect at all. And that also, it was a little bit unfortunate for him that he was not able to spot the barrack, right? If he had spotted it, the entire game is completely different.
Jordan, we are going to have so many questions for the winner of this series in the interview.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much depth to the strategy, right? But no, I mean, DauT with the mind games. You look at what DauT's able to do behind this. Villagers on berries. He's got the farms going up. And this is all because of the man-at-arms. All these reactions from Villese. I would say if he didn't have a mule cart civ, it might be over. So I think while Armenian tech tree isn't great, just based on my experience of the map, the mule carts can actually help you have a more cleaner mid game than a lot of other civs. But He lost 2 units this game, hasn't killed anything, hasn't been to DauT's base yet. And at DauT's base, DauT's sending forward some archers and some skirmishers as a follow-up.
Yeah, and this can be very dangerous if Villese doesn't expect that. I mean, the man-at-arms hit rather fast, I would say. So maybe Villese is not even expecting the archer range follow-up here. Neither player has a blacksmith yet, so there's not a crucial timing attack coming with the archers. But still, DauT is doing a good job at maneuvering his initial army to the right-hand side, so his reinforcing army can try to deal some damage on the other side, but they don't have fletching, and 2 of those 4 units are skirms, so it's not going to be the craziest damage.
I think that's usually an issue for DauT. He goes for the numbers follow-up, but his fletching upgrade is always much later. It's been a consistent theme. Yeah. I think his eco's been good enough to go for fletching, and he will drop the blacksmith now. And another detail for DauT is he did have to relocate his woodline to a bigger woodline in the middle. But I like that he was able to use this time to think about it, because if the fighting gets crazy, it's very difficult to manage that decision. Nice harassment from DauT. Scout and Man-at-Arms can actually come back to the other berries where Villese has the quick wall. Villese is just like, oh my god, get me out of here. This is so annoying. So frustrating to deal with so much pressure.
This is so painful. And Villese really needs to get rid of those 2 archers. If he manages to do so, the scout can kill the 2 skirms, but he has not been able to clean that. And now Villese is like, okay, I cannot be bothered to quick wall any longer. I just fight on because this is too much.
He killed the archers in the back, and he will fight on the front. So the scout can kill those skirms. He loses another villager. DauT's just happy to take any engagements against Eco at this point. But Villese will end up clearing this pretty soon after. And the army count should be... Oh, Villese's scout pulled back. I guess that makes sense when it's on 2 HP. The army count should still be pretty even here.
Army count, even, yes, but if you take a look at the resource collected, a clear advantage for DauT here, and economy-wise, efficiency-wise, it looks so much better. We have 50% against 75.
If only there was a way... Jordan, if only there was a way in Age of Empires to kill a lot of villagers very quickly from a dock. Because Villese will recognize he's behind. That scout that's on 2 HP that he just saved, if he keeps that alive and finds DauT's woodline, DauT could get completely massacred by a demo.
There are 2 sides. One side tells me I want DauT to win, and I hope it doesn't happen. But there's the other side which is bigger and wants it to happen. Imagine that. That would be beautiful.
Demo Game 7 to turn the game around would be sick.
Oh,
he's actually going for a Hulk, though. He's actually going for a Hulk, which is actually very good against units and villagers. So it's probably the long-term play. But then he queues up the demo. But the thing is, you don't necessarily want to show DauT that you have a dock, because now DauT can wall up and add his own dock. And yeah, the Hulk did nothing there, actually. The Hulk was awful. The Hulk has very low pierce armor, and DauT knows it, and DauT just runs right past it.
I think this is the first time Villese ever sees a Hulk against a ranged unit. At least that's how it feels like, right?
Yep.
It's crazy how weak it is against ranged units. And how is the demo right now in the new patch against villagers? Do you know?
I mean, it's pretty damn good. I'm just guessing. I don't actually know, but DauT just saw it. It's in the middle of the map right now, and it's kind of a big deal. DauT will quickly wall up. DauT is having a stable at home. Look at how awkward the eco is. This is why you ban this map, right? Like, the farms are so exposed.
Yeah, I don't.
Eco's super imbalanced. But
it's super hard to manage this map, I feel like.
Yeah.
Look at the villager count, 34 against 40. That's so good for DauT. I think DauT is actually in a fabulous position here.
Yep, agreed. And the key was knowing about that dock. That was the comeback condition potentially for Villese. And DauT sees that the demo is there, and the demo actually gets used on the house, which is costly.
That's so painful. And is the dock going to go up? I think it should be going up, right?
Yeah, I think
DauT is there trying to prevent, but no, it should go up.
If he has to, he can always just pull another villager here too.
Yeah.
And now DauT can go for some Hulks of his own. I wouldn't opt for a demo here. I would just opt for a Hulk or two or a Fire or two. And then, of course, play towards land in Castle Age. And DauT also with some counter damage. Counter harass, at least. He didn't kill too much, but harassment is damage. And look at all the villagers in and out of the town center there for Villese.
Yeah, this is very, very nice by him. He's up to cast stage as well. Just 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining until he reaches that. Villese does a good job at harassing the wood line, though, with the gullies. So that's very nice for him. But Halax are going to join the fray very soon for DauT. DauT also expanded to the southern part of the map with 5 villages to get some wood as well. And Villese's economy kind of looks in shambles. He barely has any food income. And he will be trailing behind heavily in terms of cast stage timing.
I mean, in terms of dream scenario for a player, you want to completely surprise your opponent. And you want the mind games to have played a role. And for DauT, Villese, he never expected Man-at-Arms. He thought DauT would do the same strategy he did before. I think he believed he had some time to just play super clean eco. And then right when DauT hits Castle Age, play all pikemen and stay in Feudal and win. Because DauT would have crap eco. And that's not what it's been. And Villese now needs to recover. This is some really creative walling here. Nice gate. And nice walls there, so DauT's army can't get through. But there's always a way on this map to get some damage. If DauT gets Lancers into the farmy ecos, it's tough.
It's impossible to wall the full map, right? So there's always going to be action-packed moments, and I feel like Villese has done a good job at buying himself more time with those walls here on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Market will go up now for him as well, so he will be able to go up to cast stage momentarily as well, but DauT is just having a huge advantage there. Resource collected kind of tells the tale as well. 2k resources ahead. At this stage of the game is massive.
And also, I think, like, maybe now Villese should apply similar logic to what I believe his opening was. Maybe don't go Castle Age right away. Get pikemen first. Get like 5 to 10 of them. Balance out your eco, and then go up. Because DauT's definitely coming with Lancers.
That's a hard decision to make.
Yeah.
We players always try to go cast age as soon as possible, so it's hard to make that thought there. But you know, Villese is a high caliber player, so maybe that's something he was thinking about. Still decided against it.
Yep. And now all your farms get abandoned, and if you save the villagers, they'll just be sitting in the TC. And DauT does it. DauT comes back, wins 4-3, and DauT will be up in Platinum League again, Jordan, alongside you. That is a crazy series.
And that was a beautiful series, T90. That was really a beautiful series. We couldn't have hoped for more action, more entertainment. And this was just a dream scenario. Really cool. And yeah, DauT actually managing to qualify to the Platinum League is something I never expected, you know?
Well, he was really disappointed. He was really upset when he got relegated. He was talking about how he wasn't going to play Platinum League anymore 12 months ago. And I was like, listen, DauT, like settle down, all right? Not end of the world. Come back next year. You have the way to get yourself right back up there. There's more money in gold this time than there ever was. He got some decent money, and obviously now he gets the reward. Really happy for him. I'm hoping we can get him in a call here. I think we need to keep things moving because of our second set today. So actually, the way with the Dogao Kasva series, they did start their series, but we're going to cover it as recorded games. No one knows what's happening. Okay, Jordan should be joining. Congratulations, DauT. You're platinum yet again. How are you feeling after freaking 4 hours?
I should be silver.
DauT.
Jordan?
I had a bronze moment, but I think we will get there pretty soon.
I'm sure as well, Jordan.
DauT, how excited are you? How excited are you that Jordan is in the voice chat for the congratulatory interview?
It doesn't. It's not about winning. It was not. It was more about not losing. I will meet them soon enough, and if I lost, God, I don't even care about platinum. I just don't want to be losing, and then I'm done winning gold. Now we can all cheer up for Viper to finish in gold.
Okay, so
Yeah.
It was 4 hours. We can go back and forth, Jordan. I'm gonna try and start with the traditional questions first. DauT, you had 12 wins. You know, 1 win changes. You're auto promoted to platinum in the group stage. You have to go playoffs. You're up against Villese. How'd you like your chances today? Because obviously Villese, very good player who's performed well in the past.
Yeah, I said like I don't want to meet Jordan or Villese in the playoff, and I got one of them. Like
Yep.
rest, I would feel more confident. I mean, I honestly felt confident against Villese, and I would feel like I'm better than Jordan, obviously. But the way I play today, I don't deserve it.
Well, then talk us through, like, did you just feel as though you weren't? It was the decision making that was off. It was the micro that was off. Like, what was it? Apparent game 1? Was it the whole series? Like,
basically, win or lose the game, I'm bottom score, right? That explains the whole set. We will 2-2 in score, and I was bottom score all 4 games.
and you
That's
think
not good.
you think that was your own doing? Do you think it was a mix of
Entirely on me. Entirely, I was a drawing army machine. Like, I treat them like I don't know. I didn't care about them. Like kids I never wanted. Like they were gone. Like constantly.
And
Jordan,
did you?
stop laughing.
That's so good.
Jordan, go ahead and honestly, it was such a long series. We don't have to go through each game because we'd be here for another 3 hours. Jordan, if you have any questions for DauT, go ahead.
Like there is one specific question which I have in mind.
No,
but
didn't you do the interview?
Okay, before we get to that question, Jordan, geez, ask some other questions first. Okay, I mean, DauT.
I'm too excited.
DauT game 1 was incredibly long.
I even forgot what was the game on. Honestly.
It was Corey. Okay,
Corey.
really long game.
Oh.
Banger of a game. Like one of the best games I've seen in months, maybe years. You're pushing with the siege rams, like back and forth, and then you lose.
I remember that game. In the end, I wanted to type, yeah, but champions need a nerf. But then I was like, okay, everybody will think I'm salty, and then okay, I skipped.
Wait, the Champions game? Which game? There was no Champions in that game.
No. Well, there was not exactly. Like I couldn't kill a single unit because of 5 Bohemian Skofnitsa, right?
Oh,
and I was like, this unit is fine, but champion is a nerf. Right?
Ah, yeah, that's actually a very fair point. The Hufnitsa had 200 kills.
Well, only 4 of them you cannot do anything.
Yeah,
or 5. It doesn't matter. It was even 1 I cannot kill.
But DauT, like literally at the end, you were clearly behind, and then you were going for the push on the sides with the siege rams and going for the raids, and you completely destroy his base. Was there a moment where you realized I could actually win this game?
For a brief moment, I knew exactly what. Like, it's one of those days where you play it and you know it's wrong, and that you know what you should have done and you don't do it. Like, for example, that game, I knew what I should have played. Like, I should have played Cavalry Archers and siege rams on the sides and constantly raid him, play mobile units, but I was like, oh, book, let's go, it's unique unit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then game 2, I mean, we're going to start with the negative, DauT. You know how the series went. Game 2, you don't go for a dock. You lose villagers to Man-at-Arms. Were you expecting Man-at-Arms? Like, why Mayans? Like, I don't know. Talk through that briefly before we move on.
Well, yeah, I was not expecting Man-at-Arms. I mean, he was Japanese, and he took me by surprise with making Man-at-Arms. I was like completely not expecting them.
That's what I explained as well.
Yeah. I'm just very old and slow player, apparently. I was thinking my wall has a time. Like, he was attacking my wall, full HP, I look away, make a range, come back, and he's in my economy, and I wanted to resign.
Were you mentally dejected then, and like for the whole series? Because that was bad. No offense. That was a rough one for your standards.
Yeah. I was saying some bad words after that, yeah.
I have seen worse moments in that set compared to that.
No, that was the worst one.
No. No. That was.
Come on, give me the worst one.
Go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead.
We will go
Hit
there
me,
game
hit
6. No, game 6. We're not there yet.
We don't have to
jump.
jump. We don't have to jump through the game. Say what's on your mind, Jordy. You go for it.
Game 6 was the cleanest one I had. Like that was like.
DauT, do
Yes?
you know? Guess the elo. You played it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a moment in bypass where you have 5 villagers, 5 archers, 1 scout.
Oh, bypass.
Ahead of you, you have a TC. There's a few villagers around. A siege workshop, which had been built 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And you decide to move in there. So imagine you would see something like that. You don't know the elos of the players. What would you say is the elo of the player who commits to that?
I would say that guy is a badass.
But what elo though? What elo badass?
Doesn't matter. That guy enjoys the game.
And makes others enjoy as well.
That guy lives the life. He was like, maybe he cannot afford it. Maybe there is a rule he cannot afford it. Maybe we end it here.
No, but DauT, serious question. Can you walk us through the thought process, if there was one existing any? What were you thinking?
Let's win the game. it's only 5 villages, not because it's just 5 villages.
You're Malay.
What?
Yeah, it's fine.
Was part of it that like you didn't find enough damage yet and you felt like you needed more? Was that basically
I
it?
think I was actually doing decent damage. I just wanted more. I always want more.
Okay.
I think the game was somewhat even, maybe even in my advantage because I had like crossbow mobile unit, but
Were you surprised to see Villese had loom and reacted with the palisade walls with loom at the time he did?
yeah, I was expecting him to make the gate, send the villager and open the gate and let me in. Put the red carpet in.
Oh,
Yes, I expected him to wall.
Oh, okay. Sheesh. DauT suddenly back in platinum. He's being rude to casters again. No, listen, here's the logic here. We speculated, so from what we saw, he got loom a couple vills before he clicked up to Feudal. And we speculated he watched your games in group stage and he knew exactly what was coming. And it thus defended from it. So
exactly. Whole set was leading towards the last game. I knew I was building up a situation. I was doing what he expected. And then everything built up to the last game. And then bam, I hit him.
I mean, did you know with 100% certainty that he expected you to go Fast Castle Step Lancers? Or did you decide mid-feudal?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
No, I knew I will. I was thinking, should I go maybe even Fast Castle Cavalry Archers or just... Then in the end, like, oh, maybe Man at Arms. That sounds really good. Like, if I'm prepared for his Man at Arms, I expect them. I will get back Woodland and so on. And if he goes Man at Arms and we trade base, well, he'll be in problem. I expecting him to play a longsword, maybe pikeman full Feudal.
Yeah. From what I saw, I think he definitely thought you were going Fast Castle Lancer, and he was going to play eco approach, full pikeman, and shut you down.
I know. Yeah. His scout passed, and I bear back. I know he will not return there. It was mind game.
Wow.
He even went back. He went even back with the scout, but he barely missed your barrack.
Yeah.
So that was a
calculated.
Wow. I mean, seriously though, explain to me how it feels though to like completely mind game someone in game 7 of a set like that.
I had to build up the hype. Like, we are a small community. We need to keep this game active and hyped, right?
Yeah.
Imagine Hero Viper 5-0. Who cares? I had to play around, like, step at a time, make some castles, make some villages in. It keeps you on edge of the seat. Like, I'm like WrestleMania here. All for you guys.
I mean, you're not wrong. You were the ultimate entertainer today. You know, watching... For the 3rd game in a row, you're up against Double Mangano, and you refuse to add your own Siege Workshop until 5 minutes later.
There was still 2 more games to play.
I mean, I'm glad you won, DauT, but like, and there's not a lot I could teach you, but the whole late to Siege Workshop trend was pretty rough this series. But I'm
maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. Next time you'll be in Platinum. So DauT, I have to ask because I've asked everybody else. You'll be up in Platinum. Expectations for Platinum League next season?
Oof. I will play like I have nothing to lose.
Don't you dare, dude. I said that once like 4 years ago.
I basically got a free trip there, right? I have nothing to lose anymore.
One time, Jordan, at a LAN event, somebody asked me in like the little cat like chill area. I remember the series. It was gonna be Viper DauT and like NAC4. And I'm sitting on the couch area, which is down the hall from the player area. And someone asked, what do you think about DauT's chances? And I said, honestly, he's got nothing to lose. And I go and I continue to say what I'm about to say. Didn't know that DauT was walking by when I said that. And he, seriously, like there was no laughter, no smile. That fired him up. He was like, oh, I got nothing to lose? And you just don't shut up about it now, do you, DauT?
He took it personal.
He did, and he played like a god that game too. So
Don't do it. Now when you're in front of me, I'm God. When you don't know I'm behind you, it's like you got nothing to lose. Don't.
okay, well, no, seriously though, Platinum League. I mean, I assume the expectation is to win it all, right? And I'm happy to have you back in Platinum League. When you got,
We'll probably create the hype, lose plus few sets, maybe. We will see. We'll see. I will analyze what viewers want.
okay, all right. Well, I mean, I'm excited to have you there. And congratulations for winning. Also, thank you very much. We are 2 hours behind schedule for the day for the next playoff, but we'll.
I'm giving you content.
You're giving us content.
All the ads man you got for that 2 hours, I won't have.
DauT, what I can offer you is instead of that, I could offer you. Let me check Liquipedia. I can offer you $240 for the wins, and I can offer you an extra $1,050 for your placement. That I can offer.
And what I played 4 hours here just for for you?
For the community, man. Without the viewers, we wouldn't have 100K for the whole season. Good news for you is it's 64K in Platinum League, so you got a lot more money.
Yeah, probably next season, Gold will have more than Platinum like the season before. But
no, that won't be the case. I can promise you that. Jordan, any final words for DauT before we let him go get some rest and celebrate?
I'm not sure, T90. There's so much I have to say to him, but I think that would just delay the schedule, so I'll remain silent.
All right. Well, that sounds good with me. Thank you very much, Jordan, for joining. DauT, again, congrats. It was a great pleasure to watch you play. And see you in Plat next time. And have a good rest of your day.
No, thank you. And thank you for making this amazing tournament. I hope it continues.
All right. It sounds very sarcastic, but I'll take the compliment.
Thanks so much, T90, for having me, and it was a pleasure. Looking forward to more casts in the future.
Alrighty.
Have fun, guys.
Later, guys. See you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.